That's all right. We're good. 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 We're chilling. We're chilling. We're chilling. We are chilling like a villain in the ceiling. Penicillin, moxicillin, and we spillin'. Got the schlillin'. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying anymore. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know who's who. I don't know what's what. Boy. You have the worst luck. You know, funny enough, that second time it wasn't a it was not a it wasn't the computer messing up in any way. I was just playing a song and I realized like, oh shit, I gotta stop the song. And then I go over to Spotify to stop the song. And then I accidentally like intuitively I just clicked the stop stream button instead. And yeah, I don't know what I'm doing anymore, dude. I can't wait till this shit's over. I better not die before things get better. That's really where my mind's at right now. You honestly, like, technically, you could die any day. I don't want to die before things get better. I really want this shit to be over. I'm very stressed out. Things are very not working right now. Yeah, so if God did exist though, all these I'll pray for yous would actually change the situation. Jesus Christ is king. Okay, man. Thank you. Appreciate that. All right. Let's start it on over. Let's start it on over. Let's get her going. Your channel. Let's do the thing. But yeah, I just, I just want to make. I want things to get better, dude. I can't do too much more of this. I'm not gonna go into super huge mega detail about everything, but taking a step back and realizing like, why do I feel this way? You know, I just look at all of the factors in my life that are going wrong right now, and I'm just like, man, ugh, stressed. Probably should cry about it eventually, but nah, we'll wait for that. Keep living for the femboys. For the femboys, of course. You should try 80s J-pop. Sure, why not? Speaking of, you're over 3K now. Answer the question. Oh, femboys aren't really my thing. I'm sorry. Sorry for the anti-climax, but yeah, they're not really my thing. The appeal of femboys, to speak more candidly for a second, a lot of them try to infantilize themselves. It feels like to, you know, pass as like, you know, and it's just not for me. We got to pick a struggle here, right? If we're gonna be a cisgendered man, then we probably shouldn't be infantilizing ourselves. I think that's a little, you know, I don't like women that do that shit. So obviously I'm even doubly so for you know. Anyway, you're in for a rude awakening on Judgment Day. There's definitely a God. Tom Moore, just because fear is the thing keeping you in your religion, that's keeping you in check, doesn't mean it's the thing that's going to make me believe in your religion. So get something more than just, oh, I'm going to threaten you with some non-existent bullshit, and I'll be more inclined to take you seriously. God isn't a magical genie. Don't blame God for what's happening in your life. That's the first mistake people do. I'm going to get you on out of here for 1 minute, 60 seconds exactly. Because if you hear me ranting about my life and not at all putting it on God at all, because I don't believe in God, you take that, oh, you're going through a rough patch right now, and you so happen to also be talking about God, that must mean you're blaming God for your problem. Like, just, you're not listening. You got 60 seconds off. Come back with just one more IQ point, just one more, just one. That's all I ask for, right? Two things aren't related. My life's in a weird transitional state right now, and also I don't believe that God exists and haven't for 10 years. So yeah, I'm not threatening, just being real. Okay, you can be real outside of my chat then. Enjoy your applesauce and your adult diapers, Grandpa. Skadoosh. Have a good rest of your day, Tom. Appreciate you. How dare you point out how afraid he is? He's got the most powerful mob boss as his best friend, and they're gonna show you one day. By golly, yeah, they're gonna show little old me. You know, you're gonna in for a rude awakening. I'm just being real, not a veiled threat. I'm just not in the mood right now. I feel like it's probably a good for the best that I go on hiatus for a bit for this move because like I don't know, I gotta get my mind back in straight, dude. I'm things are hitting me. Things are hitting me. Have you done research on other religions? I've read the Quran, and I'm going to read the Gitas and the Vedas eventually, and some other stuff too. But that's about it. I don't really learn much about religions except for their base claims, so I'm not just completely, totally floundering about the very basic things claimed by the religion. Theist God doesn't make bad things happen. Also, theists are just mad at God. Exactly. Right. I'll never get it. That's why anything other than I've noticed there's like a double bind with Christians, right? Because the dude that I timed out for saying that came in while I was on a slight little vent about the way things are going in my life at this current moment for like the past few weeks or whatever. And if I say, "Oh, I'm so happy right now. My life is in an amazing spot. I have millions of dollars in the bank. I have 5,000 bitches." By bitches, I mean dogs, because I have a big enough house for it, and I have a beautiful wife, and all that stuff. They'd be like, "Well, God gave you all that. Amen. You're denying God, and He gave you all your blessings." But then if I say, I'm kind of in a rough spot right now, don't blame God for all the stuff in your life right now. He's still real. Like, just there's no winner. He's either the reason for all of the good things in your life, or he's not to be blamed for all the bad things, even though you never tried to do such a thing. I feel bad for you. Okay. You're in your head too much. Am I really? Can you answer if you convert to? Oh wait, I don't know if I want to. Like, me trying to search this word is what killed my stream last time. But fuck it, let's do it. Let's do it. What we got here? Worship big curvy women's butts. You know what? Hell yeah. Actually, let's fucking do it. Hell yes. Let's go. Oh, let me take this chat down and boom. Hell yeah. 500 cigarettes. This is please I forget the words, but yeah, the Orville's kind of hilarious. Did you hear that the Undertaker thanked his Lord and Savior Jesus Christ at this Hall of Fame ceremony? Do you think the Undertaker's okay, let's start here. You know that WWE is scripted, right? You know that, right? You are fully aware that that is scripted, right? Just to make sure we're on the same packet, like the same page here. You know it's scripted. So with it in mind that it's scripted, the Undertaker isn't actually some minister of darkness or some devil worshiper, zombie, undead. That's his gimmick. It's a gimmick. It's a character that he plays while doing professional wrestling. It's a gimmick. I hope that we know that. It's a gimmick. So it makes perfect sense to me that some dude, older gentleman from Texas, is gonna be a Christian. Oh, this guy who played a demonic character is actually a Christian. Like, oops, I guess. I don't know, man. Anyway, Jesus love you, the buzzword. Anything that uses the word love, plural, like loves, is gonna get you timed out. It's just an easier way to, because I don't want to get the word Jesus out there and then get like the whole phrase Jesus loves you or God loves you, because like all of the different thousands of ways you can spell it. It's just got the one and done. Oh man, why do we keep doing this? Used to be Christian and then came through that to staunch anti-theism, and then I took an inventory of my own life experience of the things I felt spiritual or beyond explanation. Well, hell yeah, Scott. Hell yeah. The exploration's always going to be encouraged. Anyway, that's exactly what they want you to think. Oh, what's your real name? I'm not giving out my real name on here. You can call me Hugh, though. Oh, wait. I'm going to wait for... It's an NPC, so I'm smoking on that pack. Skidoo. It's so funny watching people say this, this copy and paste bullshit. John 3:16, God loves you. I will pray for you, and just like watching them get timed out. It's kind of funny. Not the Juan. Who are you? Who is this in my chat? Wrestling isn't scripted. You know what? Yeah. Don't understand like when it's something good, that's God, but when it's something bad, that's because you did something bad and you need to feel like you're bad and praise God. Yeah, exactly. Just let's fit God anywhere you can. It's the Christian way. Have you heard of Lucifer? Oh, I've heard of him, all right. I've heard of him. Why'd you stop being a Christian? The lack of evidence for God being real is why I'm not a Christian. Don't you take that away from him? Things are so much simpler when he thought the Undertaker was a real devil worshiper. What? Yeah, you know what? No, that's fair. That's fair. I should have kept him thinking that the Undertaker's actually a devil worshiper. That the boogeyman's actually like a monster who eats worms. What else? Uh, what the fuck else? That Ted DiBiase is actually some millionaire. JBL is actually some stock market dude. Yeah, I should have kept my mouth shut. Does the devil and his demons actually secretly work for God because a hero is only as great as his villains? I think that's a fantastic question. Actually, I guess it's a little bit backed up by some of the verses in the Bible that says he created the devil, and it's like, you know, yeah, good question. Why does your computer keep crashing? There's a hardware issue. I gotta get it fixed, but I just don't have the time to right now. So, packing. Gotta move out soon. You know, it's a bunch of other shit going on. I'm just not in a mood to like one day find a time to just go to a computer store and then stay there for while they diagnose it and then figure out what's wrong, and then you know what if it's multiple things. I'm anxious about it. I'm anxious. All right, I'm anxious. But yeah, if it crashes again, I'm not coming back. That's it's 2 times is my limit. So if it crashes literally any time throughout the stream, have a good rest of your night. Thoughts on requiring age verification for adult content? We argued about it in the Discord. I'm against it. Age verification for adult content. I don't know. I feel like they'll just make too many problems. Honestly, I get why they want it. I really do. But the thing that's stopping minors from being able to access adult content isn't them being able to have like verification on the sites that offer it. I don't know. Just yeah, I'd say I'm kind of against it too. It's just gonna cost. I'm not saying this is a gooner either. I'm just thinking like, how practical is it? It's because you gotta. When I first started watching porn, I was like 14 years old, and if I don't know the hub or something say you got to submit your ID to watch this content. I don't know. I'm just finding it elsewhere. So I don't know. It's not practical. I wouldn't say I'm against them. Like I get the sentiment and I appreciate the sentiment, but I think that actually enacting it is going to be way too impractical. Do you have a favorite movie? Probably Moonlight from 2016, A24. So you're letting the devil use you now to spread a false message? No, the devil doesn't exist. Just a simple question: why is your criticism of Christianity so harsh? Although you are religious, reasoning may seem valid. It's an irrefutable fact that disrespect doesn't solve anything. You're correct that disrespect doesn't solve anything, but I mean, I'm not out to solve Christianity, right? I'm here to give my thoughts about it, and if my thoughts of Christianity come off harsh to you, then that's because they are harsh, right? If say hypothetically the Bible condones slavery of non-Israelites by the chosen people, the Israelites, then me saying such a thing and saying that I find that to be awful isn't me saying like trying to fix the issue of the Bible. It's me saying, hey, this Bible says something shit and I want to call it out for saying something shit, It's an invasion of privacy. Websites will be able to track who watches what. Yeah, that too. I just think it's just way too impractical to enact. And plus like it could probably incentivize some people who are not necessarily of age to I don't know. I'm against it too. I'm against it. Would you go ghost hunting? I would not go ghost hunting because I don't believe in ghosts. If you had to eliminate one food item, what would it be and why is it milk? I like milk. Milk is great. I'll drink some milk. I'll molest a bottle of milk for sure. I'll probably eliminate like canned peas. I would make it illegal to can peas. If you sell peas, they got to be frozen or fresh, no canned. Thank you for your response. It seems decently logical as an answer to my inquiry. Well, appreciate it. Thank you. I yeah, we're I want people to just critically think about why they believe the things that they do and not lie for their beliefs. That's all I'm after. Ghost hunting's about the adventure. I don't know. As long as I can get drunk for it. It's the world build because Big Bang, where Big Bang come from. The scientists don't make any. Okay, I'm gonna time you out for a minute, but it seems like we're like, oh, let me ask the question once, and then instead of waiting for a response, let me spam it. No, we're not doing that. See you in 1 minute. But to answer your question directly, scientists don't make any claims about where the Big Bang came from because it's impossible to know with our current laws of physics. So they don't know. I don't know. But if I had to take a guess, the data we have so far indicates that the universe as it exists it expands and contracts due to dark energy, and so it might be in an eternal cycle of that. What are your hobbies? Hope your night is going well, but it's going all right. Good to see you, Glory. What are my hobbies? I don't know. Right now, packing. I don't know, drinking. Just being stressed. But normally my hobbies are like gaming. This obviously is a hobby. What else? That's really all I do. Oh, I don't know, as far as I don't count media consumption to be a hobby. Like a hobby watch a movie. I don't know. Maybe if you're like really a buff about it, yeah, sure. But esports, professional wrestling like WWE, AEW, things like that. Do you believe in any things that align with Christian beliefs? For example, relationships or the value of human life. The things I believe morally that align with Christian beliefs, at least in some parts of the Bible, aren't exclusive to Christian beliefs, right? Like loving thy neighbor, take care of one another. Like these are things that existed long before it and that will exist long after it. What do you think about Stoic philosophy? To be completely honest with you, I can't remember the base claims about the school of thought of Stoicism, so I couldn't tell that to you. Explain wokeism? What the fuck's that even mean? Bro, shower thought was way too deep. Oh, you're like 12. If you're an atheist now, you were one always, you were never I'm not reading the rest of that stupidity. I'm sorry. Sorry, dude. Oh, you don't. Oh, you went from believing in a thing and then not believing in the thing. Oh, well, that means you never believed in the thing. It's dumb. It's dumb. Dumb line of thinking. I'm just done entertaining it at this point. What would you guys undies in a bundle over a woke is a FAQ word? Getting over it. Get over it. I don't know. Also, what's up, Jamie? Yeah. I don't know why you're just spamming. Explain wokeism. Are you anti-natalism? I'm not. I don't know. It's just up to the individual. I think anti-natalists are onto something that to even to birth someone is to subject them to at least some suffering, but you could also argue it's depriving them of good to be anti-natalist. So it's goes both ways. You have no arguments. Fair enough. You have a good rest of your night, Rockefeller Rothschild. Yep. You need to get offline, but yeah, take care. Have a good rest of your night. If I have no arguments, you find the stream unsatisfactory. I mean, I completely and totally allow. Like, I would fight and die for your opinion and your right to express it. But why be here then? Punching bag. Oh, let me feel better about myself by telling this random dude, just chirping at him about some bullshit and retardation. No, it's not gonna happen. Skadoosh. Have a good rest of your night. Skadoosh. Bye bye. Take care. If your sentence starts with bro, you're almost definitely a child. Yeah, it's way too easy to spot. Did I miss the prayer? You did not miss the prayer. It's probably coming soon. Photo alone should show you someone made everything. Okay, I'm gonna get you on out of here. Yeah, I'm gonna get you out for the rest of the night. If you come back after a minute just to spam even more, you can fuck off for the rest of the night. Skadoosh. Take care, stupid seal. Your username checks out. Have a good one. The only Big Bang I'm going to tell you about is the Big Bang that I sent to your mother. Former Christian, do you know who's a real Christian? I'd imagine you're going to tell me. Do you believe something can come from nothing? No. You're not debating and moving on because you feel the conflict within. Have a good rest of your night. I feel so much conflict within. Like, to better understand why I'm timing you out in particular, I'm not going to sit here and talk too much about the meta, right? read the comments, give my thoughts, keep things going. If you find it unsatisfactory, that's completely fine. But thinking I'm somehow like, oh, you're having a conversation, so now that means you have to let everybody and anybody talk to you any way they want to, just about no matter what. No, fuck that. That's bullshit. Skadoosh. Take care. Have a good one. Who created you if there's no God? My parents. I gotta go to bed. Always a pleasure. Rest easy. Cheers. Cheers. Have a good rest of your night, Coco Diamond. Appreciate you being here. Can I see your comments? No, I can't see your comments, ZT. Have you tried Islam? Fuck no. Antinatalism, I'm all for it. If you don't exist, what good would experiencing any kind of pleasure be? None. I mean, you could argue that for sure. I'd say I agree with that, but then you have to argue it the both, like the other way too, right? If your lack of existence is going to not allow you to be not allow, how do I best say this, right? If it's justified to say that you know, not having a kid isn't depriving them of experiencing good, then you have to also argue that and I don't know, it goes both ways. I'm way too tired to explain it. I rambled. I'm backtracking, I'm backpedaling, I concede. I look like a bitch. Shane King, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it. Do you think before you speak? I try to, but you know, oftentimes I'm just on autopilot, to be completely honest with you. I'm good. How are you today, Christian? How's your day? How's your night? How's your life? How's your strife? How's your wife? Why not Islam? Are you scared you're going to find something that crumbles the narrative right now that keeps you grounded? No, I just don't want to sit here and apologize for a pedophile prophet. Sorry. I don't want to go from one book with a God that commits atrocities to another book with a God that commits atrocities. I'm sorry. Not happening. Why do you say God is unworthy of praise and following even if he came before you? I don't consider, if somebody commands genocide, commands infanticide, not commits slavery, commits genocide, condones slavery, condones rape, condones pedophilia, I'm going to consider them unworthy of worship. Oh, commits familicide, can't forget that. Impregnates a teenager, you know, calls himself angry and jealous, then they're not somebody I consider worthy of dedicating my whole life to. Sorry. There's no logical contradiction with an eternal universe model. I'm wholeheartedly there with you. Yeah, I'm not seeing, like, people's contentions of it. One thing I've noticed that they do very often is that they presuppose a beginning and then like, oh, I presuppose this beginning, and now from that beginning to now it couldn't happen if there's infinite time between. It's just they see the forest but not the trees but not the forest. Anyway, wooden banner, your pedophile prophet is not going to save you here. Have a good rest of your night. Here's why I'm going to answer y'all directly. I'm going to demonstrate for the whole chat really quickly. Here's why I'm not going to convert to Islam. Wooden banner believes in apparently Allah, who can do all things. There are none like him. SWT, I forgot what that stands for, how to pronounce it in Arabic. I just muted him for the rest of the stream. Let's see if Allah unmutes him without my power. Let's see if it happens. Does it ever get exhausting answering the same questions almost daily from the theist? It gets a little bit exhausting, but it's a small price to pay, to be honest with you. Quit yapping, internet maniac. I'm going to put you in timeout really quickly. Have a good rest of your night. Skadoosh. Take care. We're not doing that. Sorry. Come to my stream to tell me to quit yapping. Can you stop using religion for views and whatnot? I'm going to show you how much I'm using religion for views, I'm going to take your view and take it out of my chat. I'm going to reduce my views by 1 by getting you on out of here. Skadoosh. No, sorry, not happening. If you think it's 4 views, then I probably should have kept you in here, right? So that should answer your question. You can ask me something. I'm not saying that fucking name. The I's and the J's. Good luck, man. I'll pray for you. You need explanations for the one-on-one convo. YouTube comments couldn't do justice here. I've had many one-on-one conversations. You can go back to my older VODs to see my one-on-one conversations. Hell, I just had a one-on-one conversation last week with somebody, and it's on stream and everything. Trust me when I say nobody's offering anything that can change my mind, or at least that has changed my mind so far. Sweet Lisp, thank you, appreciate it. How much of the Bible did you read? 200% of it. I've read the whole thing twice. just banning anyone who disagrees. No, I'm banning people who are intentionally being unproductive. If that's you, then you're going to get banned too. But if you can disagree all you want to, you can even be a bitch to me. Somebody said sweet lisp, making fun of my lisp right now. They're not banned. Do you know why they're not banned? It's kind of funny. Made me hee hee ha ha a little bit.
You still debating God's existence?
Indeed, I am. Thank you for the 25 Emirati dirhams. I am still debating God's existence. Yeah, I feel like if people believe in this thing, then they should offer some substantiation for the thing that they want me to believe in. So, yes. But yeah, thank you so much for the 25 dirhams. Dirhams? I don't know how to pronounce it, but yeah, still doing it. So funny, people saying I'll pray for you. You would think if the prayers worked out, I'd be a Christian by now, right? Former Christian, or you're also a former human being. Christian is an ideology. Human being is like an ontological state. They're two different things. Try again. You have a lisp a little bit. I'm missing a tooth. Do you think we spawned in? No. Do you think there's any harm in being a Christian? Yeah, there's plenty of harm in being a Christian. There's thinking that somebody's watching you and judging you for all of your actions at all times. There's the mental disappointment of not getting your prayers answered, things that you might genuinely need but don't get because the God's not listening to you, or so you think. With it comes a lack of respect for boundaries over trying to preach the gospel. If you don't believe me, look at the comment section. There's a lot of different harms that come with it. Oh, also justifying atrocities is a big one. Do you also believe in politics, same as believing in God? What the fuck does it even mean to believe in politics? Do you want others to be atheist? I think the world would be better off without some religions. Yeah. Do you get more hate in the U.S. for being atheist compared to other countries? Europe? I haven't been to Europe to say that, like, say for certain, but from what I've heard, absolutely, yeah. Like, American evangelicalism is toxic as fuck. You could take polonium and vaporize it and smoke a whole gram of it, and it still wouldn't be as toxic as American evangelicalism. Low-key's not listening. So if low-key is not listening, then low-key doesn't get to be in the stream. We're going to listen to what I say. We're not going to put words in my mouth to try to get a cheap gotcha. It's just not going to be me. Skadoosh. Have a good one. Take care. Believing a prayer makes a difference is the same as these dumbasses fighting for political sides. Kinda. It's like asking if you believe in money or in nature. Fair. Can you be casual Christian? Yeah, sure you can. What's up, Code with Llama Index? How you doing today?
Faith doesn't need proof, that's why it's called faith. It's something you feel. Everything else needs facts, logic, and explanations. Speaking as a believer turned atheist / agnostic turned believer.
Thank you so much for the 50 Emirati dirhams. I do sincerely appreciate dirham, or I don't know if you say like dirhams or dirham, I don't know, but thank you so much for the 50 regardless. I do agree that there is a big faith element when it comes to religion for sure, but to me personally, I think that faith preach like the preaching of faith and religion is due to knowing that it wouldn't be able to justify the truth of his claims. So telling people, oh, just believe in it regardless, like no matter what the evidence leads us to, no matter what you can see about what's actually true about your reality, just believe in the religion in spite of that. And I think that's a little bit more of a red flag. I mean, I get that that's a preach thing for sure, but I'm not going to give myself over to something based solely off of faith just because it tells me to, instead of seeing whether or not it actually correlates with the reality I live in. But if that works for you, all power to you. Thank you for the 50 dirham. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Fork, still here. The fork's gonna be the last thing I pack up. What's your favorite argument both for and against God? Probably like, I don't know, like the fine-tuning argument, maybe. Kinda-ish. At least it's trying to say something. I can appreciate that. It's still a bad argument, but at least it's trying to say something. Least favorite, I don't know, probably like just the ontological argument is pretty awful. Just like, oh, God, as if God is the way I define him to be, then he exists. Just trying to define things into existence. I think that's pretty lazy. Ever heard of Thomas Aquinas' 5 reasons everything has to be created and designed right? Not a Christian, by the way. I have. I don't know all of his arguments off the top of my head. I remember the Anselmian ontological argument, and literally just touched on that before I, started getting at your question. I can't remember the other 5, but I think contingency was one of them. Yeah, they all fail at some point. I might do a video in the future about like debunking Thomas Aquinas' 5 ways, but I can promise you I've already researched them myself, and all of them suck when you really break them down. I think I can make a pretty decent case for God's existence. So let's hear it. What's your personal opinion on Mormonism? Not for me. He quit Christianity because of the bad in the Bible, though there's plenty of good in it. No. Vera Lynn, thank you for subscribing. And also Samantha Lang, thank you for subscribing as well. Welcome in. Islam is the way of life. No, thank you. Beard status. I could probably shave it. I should probably shave it, or at least like trim it up and get it less uncouth. AI engineer friend shared me your stream and told me to debate you, although I don't really like debates because the debates I've seen, their only takeaway is how to evade. I mean, I don't do like live call-in debates typically. I did one recently, but that's because like it was, he gave me $100. What the fuck am I supposed to do? He said $100. I'll debate you. Like debate me. All right, send $100. Sent it. Oh, man of his word. Let's do it. So I don't do like, this isn't like one of those live cooking sort of deal. Sorry. Have you had any horrible experiences with someone who claims to be Christian? Quite literally every single day. Do you believe in any type of higher power? I don't personally. No, I don't think any higher powers exist. Chicks dig beards. I don't really have like I just have like I forget the official word for it, but just the chin and the mustache and the connection of the chin and the mustache. Everything else grows in patchy and looks disgusting. What do you think about how religion was made? I think the first conceptions of religion were formed by just trying to answer unanswerable questions. So you got to think, we haven't had information for very long as humans, right? Where did everything come from? That person's dead now. What happens to them now? They were just here. Now where do they go? And so I think people just arbitrarily but they felt like intuitively wanted to anthropomorphize those answers. And so that's where the concept of God came from. I think after that, it evolved into wanting to use it as a method to like control populations, keep them in check, and also, assist in the colonization and takeover of the world. Atheist myself, you completely respect all religions. If you don't believe, then that's okay. People shouldn't force their religion onto you like everyone's doing. It's completely fine, though. I get it. As a former Christian myself, I get why they're doing it, and just as long as they're not being a complete and total asshole, then I wouldn't say I don't mind it per se, but like it comes with the territory, and I can live with that. But yeah, I do 100% agree with you. Pascal's wager, have you considered it? I have, and it assumes that there's only 2 options, which is false. It assumes that that your beliefs are something that you can just arbitrarily choose and pick up and put down whenever you want to. That's false. And it also doesn't take into account things like a potential God existing that wants people to be an atheist and sends atheists to heaven and sends believers and false gods to hell, right? Doesn't consider that, so it's not really worth my consideration if it doesn't consider all possibilities. Unknown account, we're not going to do that, dude. Sorry. Have a good rest of your night. Appreciate you being here, but no, we come in a little bit less hot next time. You're done for this stream, but yeah, we're not going to come into my chat just to spam all cap stupidity. I'm so sorry.
Explain ghosts.
Thank you for the $2 super chat, Joshua. Explain ghosts. I don't believe in ghosts. I don't think they're verifiable. I gotta really make like not make a cheat sheet, but like I gotta make a page where I give access to a lot of my resources that I use to when I make my arguments or talk about these things. But I do recall seeing a study that said not that they don't exist, but that there's no good evidence that they exist. We can't see them, obviously. I feel like it's just your senses playing tricks on you at best. It may be lies at worst, but yeah, I don't believe in ghosts, so that's how I explain them. But thank you for the $2 super chat. What's your favorite book in the Bible? Back when I was a Christian, it was Proverbs, but now as a non-Christian, I don't really have one. Do you like Veggie Tales? I wasn't a huge fan of Veggie Tales. No, I was more like a Bible man, and also like the adult Christian content sort of deal, like the stuff you saw on TBN is still a thing, right? Yeah, like stuff you saw on TBN back when like late mid 2000s. Yeah, that was kind of my jam. Are you American? I am American. Also drugs, but I prefer that. And then, oh, you talking to somebody else? I'm not gonna get mad or anything, but why'd you change? Lack of evidence for God is why I changed. I looked at the evidence. The evidence sucked, and so the logical arguments failed. The historical arguments, when you really broke them down, didn't even claim to be firsthand. The archaeological evidence, that was all hoaxes, lies, frauds, and God Himself didn't answer back to. So, just no good leg to stand on, no logical leg to stand on, no historical leg to stand on, no archaeological leg to stand on, no evidential leg to stand on. So, just no foundation for my beliefs. You sound like a young J.K. Simmons. I'm going to take that as a compliment. Thank you. I appreciate it. What's your most valid argument a Christian has made in your opinion? The most valid. It's hard to say most valid because, like, when you really, part of the reason I'm an atheist is because, like, when I really break down their arguments, they all fail somewhere. So it's hard to say what's the most valid argument of an argument that's, at least in my eyes, that's failed. So I don't know. Probably, I don't know. I couldn't answer that. Couldn't answer that.
Is God an atheist or selfish?
Matt Sear, thank you for the $2 super chat. Is God? Wait 1 second.
Aristotelian proof of God doesn't stand up?
I'll get to that in a second. Is God an atheist or selfish? Firstly, thank you for the $2 super chat. I don't know if God knows all things, and that would include knowledge of self. If He has knowledge of self, He knows He's a God. If He knows He's a God, then He believes in God, because His belief in God is justified and true. So, yeah, I wouldn't say he's an atheist, just a very, very selfish dude. So yeah, appreciate it. And Mikhail Nikolaev, thank you for the $2 Canadian super chat. Aristotelian proof of God doesn't stand up. Are we talking about, like, what is it? I want to remember it. Logos, pathos, and ethos, or something like that. If that's what I'm thinking of, I might even be thinking of the wrong thing. But if that's the case, I don't know. I can't remember my research into it. I'm sorry. It was like 10 years ago when I last looked into it. So I know that's anticlimactic, but just another thing for me to look up later. Appreciate the $2 Canadian super chat. Let's get an L for Canada in the chat. L Canada right now. Just kidding. Should he save for a Sherman tank? No. Go back to Christian. Jesus can still save you. Save me from what? Do you think God listens to Slim Shady? I would hope so. To make him a little bit cooler. I guess you kept asking for blessings but never got them. No. If you call faith so that I may continue to, like, live my life for him, if you call that a blessing in the same way you call maybe like $5 million or a gold tooth a blessing, then sure. But for the rest of us that are living in the real world, no. Can I have your car? Sure. Give me I don't know, what's a good price? I don't know, like $5,000 for it. I don't know. Mushrooms brought me to Jesus. Mushrooms did nothing one way or the other for me with Jesus. I was an atheist when I took them the few times I did, and they didn't change me at all, or at least change me to believe in God. Problem with your thoughts on Pascal's wager said there's supporting evidence for the current religions, assuming that there's a God that only supports atheists, has no supporting evidence. To debunk that really, really quickly, if there was supporting evidence for any one particular religion, then everyone, if not everyone, would be that religion at the very least, then everybody else who's not that religion would be having a provably fringe opinion, right? Like, for instance, we have very rock solid evidence that the earth is, no pun intended, but that the earth is round, or it's a sphere, right? I don't know why I didn't read out. I'll get to that in a second, Arshish. Just give me a quick second. That's gotta finish this thought. Um, So there's very, very good evidence that the Earth is an oblate spheroid. It's not a flat disk. And so you're wait, okay, 1 minute.
If God doesn't exist, why is my life so miserable? Rolling on the floor laughing emoji. I think God exists because he's having fun watching me suffer every day of my life. Upside down face emoji.
I'll get to yours in a second too. I really gotta finish this thought. So there's very good evidence that the Earth is a ball, it's a sphere, and so since there's good evidence for this, it is you're allowed to not think it, but you are fringe and you are neglecting the evidence that has been very clearly presented. Right? We can't say the same as the case for religion because there are thousands of them. If there was just like either this religion or some non-religion, there wouldn't be literal thousands of them, especially based on the region that you grew up in. So no, there's no good evidence for them. And plus, atheism isn't a positive affirmation. It's not a belief system. It's a lack of a religious belief system. So to say that there's worse evidence for atheism over other religions shows that you just don't know what atheism is. And I mean, that's fine, but let's not, talk about it as if we do. Arshish, oh goodness, I'm not saying your last name. Thank you for the 40 rupee super chat. God versus religion versus spirituality, your thoughts. None of the above. Maybe religion. I mean, like, it's fine to have like maybe some tenets that you live your life by if they help you be a better person. Sure. um if maybe if we're not using this religion or these beliefs to justify atrocities, I'm cool with that. Spirituality, just like the way that you relate to the world in the non-physical sense, I mean, if it helps you in your life, I'm down for it. And it's basically with all three of these things, it's a matter of like, if it helps you and if your belief in it is actually making your life better or making the life of the people around you better, then I got no issue with it. But as far as like, if you mean like just one doctrine like Christianity, as just believing in the God of the Bible versus just believing in the doctrine and dogma of it versus believing in like the spiritual, less defined aspect of it, then I don't know. I don't personally believe in any of them. I couldn't tell you. Maybe if you got something more to say, I'll try to look out for your question and so I can be more intentional with my answer. But nonetheless, thank you for the 40 rupee super chat. And Sanu, thank you for the 100 Emirati dirhams. If God doesn't exist, why is my life so miserable? I think God exists because he's having fun watching me suffer every day of my life. That is a very unhealthy way to look at God, for sure. I'm saying that as an atheist. If I used to think that way too, and it was awful for my mental health. Thinking that, okay, God has to exist because everything is so shit right now. There's got to be something making it be so shit. Obviously don't think that way anymore, but if that's actually the case, it gets better, and a good God wouldn't want you to suffer. I'll leave it at that. But thank you so much for the 100 Emirati dirhams. I appreciate it. And Lenny RR1908, thank you for subscribing. Welcome in. Good to see you. I just went on such a super long yap session. I had to finish my thoughts though. Do you make any gaming videos? Your calm nature and voice will provide really good gaming content. Moreover, I'd have fun watching you play games too. I'd say it'd be really entertaining. I sincerely appreciate that, Shirians. I used to. I'm not gonna say the channel I was on because like I haven't streamed there in like 2 years. But yeah, I used to. It was kind of fun. It didn't go anywhere, and I plan to eventually integrate more gaming content with this channel. So it's. Might play some GTA after I get my computer fixed and move out and everything. Play just some random games. I used to do GeoGuessr at the end of my streams. That was pretty fun. The channel's gonna be a little bit of this, a little bit of that going forward. So I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I appreciate the compliment. I currently live in Utah right now. Whenever I go to the LDS church, but I personally see myself as an atheist. Is that normal? No, nothing's wrong with that. If you don't necessarily believe that the thing that you're culturally a part of is true, I mean, that's completely fine. I would then ask, what's your reason for going to the church? But I'm not gonna like judge you for it, right? It's something you do. It's whatever. Do I know who you are? Muhammad Atta? No, I don't know who you are. I'm sorry. What's your opinion on miracles? I don't believe in miracles. I believe in the actualization of improbabilities. I think that nothing that's truly impossible will ever happen. And I think that if given enough chances, something that's improbable to happen is going to happen. I wouldn't call that a miracle, though. Did I get my rent money? I mean, yeah. Like, what do you mean, did I get my rent money? What do you mean? Also, welcome in Black Hawk. But yeah, what do you mean? When you were a Christian, did you ever feel the presence of Christ? I felt euphoria, and I called it the presence of Christ, but I felt a very, very similar feeling since I've deconstructed in like concerts and um, doing some adult activities, right, and some substances and things like that. So I wouldn't, unless God's watching me, get it in and put in work, then I highly doubt that was the spirit of Christ and just euphoria. What was your view on rapture when you were a Christian? When I was in the Baptist church, especially, they preached rapture, hellfire, brimstone, rapture, all that good stuff. Believed in a literal rapture, literal 7 years of tribulation, you know, literal cleansing of the earth and things like that. So, kind of apocalyptic about it for most of my life. But in the apostolic church, they were pretty big on the Bible and its claims first and foremost, and it just wasn't in there. So that's when I first deconstructed it. Even in the OT, people believe in other gods. If God were to meet you where you are now, how would that look in your life? Depends on how he wants to show himself to me, right? If he were to just like pop up in my room and say, "Yo, here I am," you know, ask me anything or something like that. I don't know. That would be pretty wild. Guess it depends. Why did you become an atheist? I became an atheist because I didn't see any evidence for God being real. That's why I left. Do you believe in evolution? I acknowledge evolution because the evolutionary biology gives more than enough evidence for its claims. A weak or implicit atheist is someone who doesn't believe in the existence of any gods, but hasn't necessarily actively concluded that gods don't exist. A strong on, I know where you're going with it. Yeah, I'd say I'm agnostic atheist about it. I feel like something that doesn't have to operate by the laws of our reality is going to be ultimately unknowable, and very clear proof of that is the fact that the physicists that we have now, who get entire educations in the field, couldn't tell you what happened before the Big Bang. So I think it's going to be more honest to say we couldn't possibly know it, and just to judge it on, I guess, maybe how intuitive it is, and also what's the evidence presented for it being true, and both of those suck to me. I'm a former atheist, wanted to say I hope you find your way back. I won't, but thank you. He would tell you to pick up your bed and follow me. It would be your choice to follow. That's the beauty. Pick up my bed? My bed's like, I don't know, like 150 pounds. Are we sure? We sure about that? We sure about that? Same person who asked you what? Oh, I answered that so many times. I've just answered you on it too. I gave a fleshed out answer, right? You ignore my answers and then keep asking a question. You're an atheist. What you like to ask is, anyone reacted badly to you converting to atheism? Yeah, actually, my mom. I wouldn't say my friends back when I was a Christian reacted like they weren't like mean. They were just, it went from, okay, we were carrying on our friendship like regular people, to now, okay, you're now my project. You're now a person that I have to bring back into the fold who's having an issue with his faith and all that good stuff. So that friendship didn't last too long, but mostly it's just online where I get the abuse. And it's whatever. I mean, it's just words on the screen, right? Being atheist is so 2006. Thank you for admitting that your religion is just a trend. Has agnosticism felt like a benign choice as a middle ground between the denial and acceptance of God? Not really, because it answers an entirely different question. You're based on your knowledge, right? It's to say denial or acceptance implies belief, and agnosticism doesn't talk about belief, just what you know. None of the religious governments on earth care what atheists think. You shouldn't either. I shouldn't care what atheists think. You can't think of anything God has ever done for you. Has he ever answered a prayer for you? I want to say no, right? The things that I prayed to God for that I got were all things that I worked toward. When I really think about it, like this one job I got back when I was 15, I was like, God, please let him take my application, all that good stuff, but completely ignoring the fact that, I was just a damn fine employee and put myself over, right? So, but even still, like, a lot of things I prayed for were like kind of 50-50. So the Book of Mormon is brilliant and so funny. Brilliant's one of the words to it. It's a word. I don't know if it describes the Book of Mormon, but it's a word for sure. There is no God. I agree 100%, Natalie. I 100% agree. Have you heard of the Book of the Mormon musical? I know it's not Christian, but it's religion based. Oh, the Book of Mormon. Yeah, somebody was talking about it earlier. I've heard about it. I know about it. I just haven't seen it. Will you ever reconcile with God? I don't believe God exists, so no. I can't reconcile with something I don't believe exists. Do you still think religion is an important topic in life? I'm a lifelong atheist and never think or care about it. I try to be the best man I can be and leave it at the door. I think so. I think it's very important, actually. I think that besides it just being something that people believe in, it's something that people use to shape and mold the world around them that the rest of us have to live in, right? It's the thing that's causing people to, or at least the thing that people cite to reduce reproductive rights for people. It's the thing that people cite as the reason for why they're kicking out their trans or, their non-straight children out of the house, why they're kicking their non-believer children out of the house, why they're being pushy, ignoring boundaries and stuff. So if I would love, and I mean, I would love nothing more. My channel would not exist if people were to treat religion as something that's just endemic and personal, like they claim that it is, and just left everybody else the fuck alone. But it's something that people want to make my problem, make the problem of everybody else. So it's something that I feel, for lack of a better term, convicted to talk about. As an atheist, do you believe in the reincarnation? And if not, what do you believe will happen? I'm guessing, and just reincarnation. If not, what do you think happens after death? I don't believe in reincarnation. I don't believe in souls at all. I don't believe in whatever people claim is the thing that reincarnates. I don't believe that that's a thing. I think everything about your consciousness is just based off of your physical brain working. So that kind of answers my second question too. When your brain stops working, your consciousness just disappears. It's like before you were born, you don't know things, you can't see things anymore. You are no longer you. You are now a dead brain that does nothing. It's like no experience whatsoever. If you say you don't believe in God, I think you have to define what you mean with God. A larger consciousness or a man on a cloud, for example. It's not up to me to define what a God is. I want to go with just like the accepted philosophical definition, which is like a mind that created everything. But before we start dissecting that, we could dissect me given that definition, but before we start dissecting like alternate definitions of God, like I think you'd be better off asking the people that believe in the thing what they define the thing to be, right? I think that'll get you a lot further. You love me? Oh, shucks. You never knew God from the beginning. Whatever you say, man. Heading out. Thank you for responding to my questions. No, thank you for being here. Have a good rest of your night, Mr. Laughable. Can we get a prayer? Should we get a prayer right now? I don't think we're going to do a prayer tonight. I'm out of energy. I'm very drained emotionally, physically. I'm not all there right now. I don't think we're doing a prayer tonight. I think we're just going to chill out. Is Allah real or Jesus? I'm confused. The funny thing about that, Rip, they'll more often than not, they'll sit here and both say, oh, Allah is real. Oh, Jesus is real. Oh, Hare Krishna and shit like that. They would happily tell me these things like, oh, believe in my religion. No, believe in my religion. But none of them want to battle it out with each other to figure out whose religion is true enough to be proselytized for in the first place. Just all of them know they want me back or want me in their religion for some odd reason. Can you actually demonstrate that consciousness comes from the brain instead of just being connected to the brain? I couldn't. It is a hard problem, like philosophically, so I'm right there with you. But the evidence we have so far leads me to believe it to be the case. I think if it didn't come from the brain, or if it wasn't an emergent property of a working brain, I don't think that things like brain damage would cause experiential consciousness to, start to change in some way. I don't think somebody becoming more violent or their personality becoming different, being, after a head injury would be the case if our brain were just a way to access some outer consciousness of some sort. Let me get you out of here. I'm not even gonna say your name. Bye-bye. Skadoosh. Nobody knows you're gone. Nobody sees you. Nobody cares. What about atheists that found God that is evidence of God's existence? It is not. It is not evidence of God's existence. It is because people changing their beliefs or coming to some evidence that convinces them doesn't prove the thing that they're convinced of to be true. If you want to argue that that's a good inference rule, I mean, you could argue that an atheist coming to Hinduism proves Hinduism true. It also proves Islam true, and so at absolute best, you're kind of confined to being an omnist. That there is some force or multiple forces out there that are let me get you out of here. Let me get you out real quick. That there are multiple forces at play that are trying to convince people of multiple different contradictory things. And if that's the hill you want to die on, sure. I could take it one step further and then say that there's a logical contradiction with that line of thinking by saying that if conversion itself is the thing that proves the thing you're converting to be true, then also that atheism is true because people like me went from believing in a God to not believing. So it proves atheism is true by people converting away from their religion or deconstructing it, and also proves religion true by people converting to it from a state of non-belief. So that's a contradiction showing that the inference rule is false. So let's not do that. Stuart Simon, Team Logic. Hell yeah, thank you for subscribing. Welcome in. It's good to see you. Do you think the universe was intelligently designed? No, I'm not seeing the intelligence in things like planets where it rains glass. That seems kind of odd to me. I think claiming with 100% certainty there's no God is kind of dumb. There's so much knowledge we don't know. If you're talking about the titles, it's kind of clickbait. If you're talking about like something I said during the stream, that's not what I personally claim. Taking one step further, I can handle different opinions. It makes my faith stronger. Take what one step further? How do you feel about the prophecies in the Bible about rapture that are currently happening, such as? How do you think the universe was created? It must have a creator that cannot be created. Consider Islam. Dude, I'm not going to even talk about. I was going to talk about what I think about universal inception for a minute, but like, my dude, you were just chomping at the bit to proselytize for Islam that you couldn't even bother hearing out my opinions about what I think before you started to try to tell me to come to your religion. Like, please make it make sense. It's not conducive for me to think that you care about what I have to say if you can't even go one message without saying, oh, let me ask you your opinion, and then also tell you my opinion, and then also tell you to consider my religion before I even get your opinion. Like, no, at that point, just no. Bye-bye. Not bye-bye, but there's not much I can do with that. I'm pretty sure these people are bots. I do think that sometimes, like, it's just an elaborate bot scheme, but I doubt anybody cares about my channel that much. By one step further, continue the opinion. Oh, okay. Well, stick around. You'll hear a lot from me. I call it the crapshoot. It's not even in the Bible when you think about it. So this is what you do? No, it's not what I do for a living. Why can't the people that don't agree with this just piss off? I'm fine with people like disagreeing or expressing their disagreement or like trying to challenge my worldview. I'm completely fine with that. But like, my biggest issue is people that come in just to chirp and just trying to make me their punching bag. It's just like, fix your life somewhere else. You know, get your jollies from beating your dick or something. I don't know. One last question for me. What do you feel about the mark of the beast? I don't think it's real. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think it's a thing that people are going to ever get imbued with. So, you know, you would like piss. No. A lot of people claim God can make everything in 6 days, but can't perform an actual Big Bang. He could. I just see no reason to think that the Big Bang was caused by God. You seem like a smart man. I know you'll find it truth. If by the truth you mean your religion in particular, then that's pretty arrogant. If you're not pissing off, why should I? No, I'm not talking about you. You're fine. I mean, like people that come in just to chirp and just to bitch. Like just coming in and asking questions is fine. Even coming in and be insulting is fine. But that's all you want to do. Just like, oh, let me come in and blow off some steam on somebody I disagree with. Like at that point, fuck off. Guess everything created out of nothingness makes much more sense. I didn't say that. That's your stupidity. Why did you become atheist? Please answer me. I'm thinking of converting to Islam or stay Christian or not being none of these two. I became an atheist because I just didn't see any evidence for God existing. I looked at the philosophical arguments. I looked at the archaeological evidence. I saw what they had to say with their books, and none of it made sense to me. You know, didn't pass logical scrutiny, so That's why I left personally. Let me join the live. No, I don't do like one-on-ones on the live. There's 195 people watching. That's 195 chances for some sort of conversation. So how did evolution happen? Can you explain? Why you at, dude? I almost said the word. Why are you asking me, dude? Like, if you're truly interested in knowing about evolutionary biologists, why don't you Google it? Right? Like it is right there. They can describe like lipid formation, RNA formation, abiogenesis, cellular mutation, all that stuff that you can possibly ever want to learn about evolutionary biology, one Google search away. Please, like, ask me if you want to, but if you know I don't have a degree in a field, why bother? Saying the world is going to end at some point is the worst prophecy ever. It's pretty apocalyptic, pretty awful. Don't listen to this guy. If you don't want to listen to me, that's fine, but you get skadooshed, right? It's that simple. It's that simple. Skadoosh. Bye bye. Take care. Have a good rest of your night. But yeah, if don't how you come in my stream and don't tell everybody else don't listen to this guy. My dude in Christ, you're here. Bye bye. Oh, that damn Hannah got timed out. I probably gotta unmod it. But anyway, in your opinion, do you think it's rude for someone to tell you Jesus loves you? I think it's a little bit condescending for sure. I think it's just, I don't know. For me, the biggest issue I have with it isn't even if it is meant to be condescending, meant to be somebody trying to talk down to me, I care about that less than I care about the fact that it's just conversationally irrelevant, right? It doesn't do anything for the conversation going forward. Like, what you just did is ask. You got timed out for it because like I got that award in that band, and I do apologize for that. But I'd untime you if I could, but it doesn't let me to. It doesn't let me. But anyway, you asked the question, and I'm answering the question, and the conversation progresses. But somebody just saying Jesus loves you, it's like, okay, now what? That's my biggest issue. It's just like, okay, now what? I'm just left there dripping in sweat, you know, beard looking all terrible, eye trailing off, wondering, okay, now what do I do? Okay, somebody just said somebody I don't believe in loves me, now what? So I do consider it a little bit rude, but even more importantly, I consider it conversationally useless. Chelsea Rude Sill, thank you for subscribing. I do appreciate it. Also, I don't know if I missed this, but the Antichrist, the one and only Antichrist, the Antichrist. Thank you so much for subscribing. I got the whole ass Antichrist in my stream. Whoever would have thunk it? Mama, I made it. I have the one and only Antichrist right here in my stream. I didn't know it could get any better than this. And bro, are you serious? So disappointed. Oh, you're like 12. Look, someone's trying to rage bait by saying my name. Oh, somebody's trying to get you. What if it is coming from a genuine place of care? Let's say in Jesus, not meaning it condescending, but actually. I don't think there's a non-condescending way to say that to somebody who doesn't believe in God, right? Or in a situation where the religion isn't the thing being talked about. Imagine if you started a conversation where you're talking about, I don't believe Superman exists, and I were to come in your stream and I said, Superman loves you. There's no way that, realistically speaking, there's no way you can take that other than condescendingly, right? Somebody that you know, that I know that you don't believe in. I'm sorry, I'll backtrack. Somebody that I know that you don't believe in, I feel the need to tell you that they love you. It's like, now what are you supposed to do with that information? I don't know. How's it going to feel on hell? If it doesn't have Christians down there, it's going to feel fantastic. The people who join and try to change your mind is so funny. It is what it is at this point. Do you believe the universe is eternal, restarts, and have a definite start and end point? If by, how do I best say this? Eternal ultimately, but the formation of it, like the physical post-expansion, pre-expansion state of it, I would have good reason to believe that it's in an eternal cycle of expansion, contraction, expansion, contraction. And right now we're in the expansion phase. So yeah, that's what I believe about the universe. But to say like starts, ends, I don't think you can apply that to the entirety of the manifold. What's the reason for your apostasy? If you want to know the whole story front to back, you can do exclamation Y in the chat, either the word or the letter, and it'll give you a link to my video where I talk about it. If I've just finished eating and someone hands me a sandwich, it's an action I have ethical value, even if it's not relevant to my needs or wants. I mean, a sandwich is useful though, right? A sandwich is useful. What's the use of telling me a catchphrase that you know I've heard before? A sandwich, you could say like, oh, you've eaten already. They saw you eat, but they either A, think you're not, like, think you might still be possibly hungry, in which case their heart's in the right place, or B, they, you know, might want to give you some food for later, in which case their heart's in the right place, or C, maybe they didn't see you eat dinner, so they're giving you it, you know, anyway, and just genuinely don't know that you ate already, so they're giving you, like, trying to feed you. Heart's in the right place. That's fine. All these are fine, even if you don't have any use for the sandwich right then and there, right? But to tell me that someone loves me that I don't believe exists, that you know I don't believe exists, you're not gonna sit here and try to gaslight me into thinking that that's anything other than condescending. Sorry, it just won't be me. I won't say I'm gaslight proof, but I'm not falling for it. Frick you, mother fricker. Can I spam a question multiple times? Prefer if you didn't. Every powerful force on earth is religious. Who cares what atheists say? They'll never have power anyway. Yeah, that kind of happens when religions go around the planet slaughtering native tribes and spreading their religion by the sword, right? Is that the people that don't believe are going to be the minority? Every knee will bow if you believe or not. Whatever you say, Kelly. Not gonna lie, even if Christianity is true, it won't change most atheists' mind. God, especially the Christian God, isn't a good role model to follow. It would change my mind from, I wouldn't be an atheist by technical reason anymore, right? I would be a theist, in that I believe that God exists, but I just wouldn't be somebody who worships that God. So, kind of, but I get where you're coming. I hate to be so, I'm just being pedantic at that point. I'm right there with you. I agree. Never thought about it, but it is condescending. Christians do it to use. Yeah, they do. It's not objectively, but it's very intuitively and honestly true that they very clearly just want to be condescending. So I don't know why people are trying to so hard to want to make me think like, oh, there's actual good meaning behind it. They're telling you somebody that you know, that they know you don't believe in, loves you, so you can remember it, and just like, no, it's a fucking catchphrase. It's a catchphrase. It's something that people say so that they can say words and feel like they're adding to the conversation at hand without actually adding to it. It's empty. It's empty calories. If Jesus loves you was a food, it would be white bread. Just no calories, like just no nutritional value whatsoever. No meat on those bones, no protein, just straight up carbs and maybe a little bit of sugar. Filler. Does nothing. If there's no God, there is one big lucky accident with 1 in a million dice rolls over and over. Fine-tuning of the universe seems like there must be a creator. What about the universe is fine-tuned? Or is the sun fine-tuned to give us cancer? Is that what we want to go with? Is the planet fine-tuned to be mostly salt water that we can't drink? Is that fine-tuned to you? Is our not human organism species so fine-tuned that 99% of them have been extinct by now due to natural selection? Like, come on, man. There's no fine. If that's fine tuned, I don't want to see what unfine tuning look like. Holy shit. Do you like snapping turtles? They're not my favorite. Right? I don't like anything that can I don't know, that can like easily shed blood from me. Do you believe in altruism in a vacuum? It's kind of cynical. I want to say no. I'm going to say no to that. It's kind of cynical to say that, but I don't know. I think about, so recently when I went to the not recent, it was like a couple of years ago. I went to 7-Eleven and I found somebody's wallet. They just drove off. I found their wallet in the parking lot. And a couple days later, when I had the time and was going to work, I swung by their house and returned it to them, right, with a little note. And didn't take any of their money or anything. Obviously, didn't no fuckery going on. But you could argue that was a nice thing to do, but also it made me feel good to do it. So you could maybe make an argument that there was some personal reason for me doing it, if for no other reason than for me to feel good. If I didn't feel good, would I have returned it? I mean, probably still. He had a fishing license. He needed it back. But I don't know. I think about these things. It's kind of cynical. I lean toward no. I don't know if there's any such thing as like a truly altruistic action. There are a lot of unchristian comments in here. There's a lot of unchristian people in here. Yeah, there's a lot of really, really unchristian people. I think what I might start doing, I don't want to incentivize bad behavior, but what I might start doing is start like screenshotting people and make like Christian love compilations, make it like a weekly thing. I'd say yes, it is fine tuned for human life. So many things could be off by a bit and life wouldn't work. If it's fine tuned for life, why is most of the universe completely, totally hostile to life? Life outside of planets being way too cold, having no air that we can breathe. In some parts, too close to stars being way too hot, too far away from stars being way too cold. Radiation in some parts of the universe being able to give you radiation poisoning just from floating in space. Most planets being completely, totally unlivable, having things from iron cores to methane atmospheres to, liquid iron cores, methane atmospheres. And some of them, they rain glass sideways. Worse storms than the Earth could ever possibly conceive. Even on the Earth itself, the Earth for most of its history being wholly hostile to life, even in microscopic life. Even the Earth as we have it today being only 66% land that we can farm on, and that's arable. Us only having access to 29% of the planet's surface that we can live on, the rest of it being made up by water that we can't live in because we don't have gills. Rotating around a star that gives us cancer with DNA that can get damaged and cause cancer. Made of tectonic plates that can have earthquakes and kill us. If you think that's fine-tuned for life, I'm not going to call you dumb. I'm just going to think that you're not using the good inference rule. I'm gonna be nice about it. Then the universe has to be this huge so that there's a probability enough for us to exist. Are you saying that? Are you limiting God's power? Because me personally, if I'm God and I wanted the universe, the entirety of the manifold that I create, to be made for humans living, I don't know. I make like a flat disk, nothing outside of it except literally nothing, no space outside of it, and make it conducive to their life. That's what I would do. Let me make a whole 28 billion light year across universe that's constantly expanding, just for one little planet of hairless apes, and I'm the egotistical one. Make it make sense. Alexander Vlog, thank you for subscribing. Welcome in, man. Second law of thermodynamics, everything is running down just because it's bad now doesn't mean it wasn't perfect. Second law of thermodynamics, I'm going to stop you right there. Second law of thermodynamics, only applies to, we don't know if the universe is a closed system or not. It's impossible to know that. But even beside the point, it's impossible that entropy could reverse. And even beside that point, nothing about entropy increasing with our current understanding of physics of the universe means that is going to be the cause for the sun giving us cancer. Like, come on, man. What's up, Jonathan? Good to see you today. It must have a creator for this. Okay, we're just repeating shit at this point. You're just a smart ape, nothing special. Yeah, a lot of us aren't even smart apes. We're just apes. Purely hypothetical, but if aliens came to Earth and followed the Abrahamic religions, how would this affect your stance on religion? If aliens came and followed Abrahamic religion, it depends. If they came with it, like if a bunch of green men with long limbs came out of a UFO and they were all wearing fucking kufis and had like like those orange colored beards or whatever, and saying Allah is the greatest, Allah is the highest, and something like that, I'd probably think Islam is true, to be honest with you. If to be completely honest, but if they came down here, observed everything, and came to the conclusion that one of our religions was true, then I don't know, I'd be a little bit less convinced. So do you believe in science, or what do you believe in? I acknowledge science. They give evidence for their beliefs. well, not their beliefs, their claims. They give evidence for their claims. They show their work. It's repeatable, it's testable, it's verifiable, and even most important, it's peer reviewed. People with educations in the field review each other's work and say, like, okay, does this make sense? This check out? Yeah, it checks out. Give it to somebody else. Does this check out? Am I missing something? No, it checks out. And they do that over and over and over again. So I'm gonna trust that every single day of the week. He was a murderer from the beginning. He does not stand in the truth. There's no truth in him. He's a liar and a father of lies. Who? I think being agnostic makes more sense than being atheist, TBH. They answer two different questions, so they're not mutually exclusive in any regard. Your point of view is like child that knows nothing but has heard of engineering but tries to explain what physics is. Are you only saying that because you don't like what I have to say, or what I'm saying is false? Because a lot of y'all are crybabies, to be completely honest with you. You are crybabies that don't know the difference between I don't like what you have to say about my religion. It makes me feel, it doesn't make my tummy feel warm inside. I can't fap to this. You're saying something that's very clearly true according to my doctrine, but I just don't like the implications of it. Y'all don't know the difference between that and what you're saying is false, and I can prove it. If you don't believe me, one of my recent videos I talked about, it was a stitch I did with this young woman on TikTok. She was like, what's one crazy thing you used to believe in? And I described a lot of Christian doctrine in there. And everybody in the comments was like, this is so wrong. This isn't Christianity. And I'm like, okay, what did I get wrong? And nobody can answer. Crybabies. Wah. Crybabies, man. If you don't like what I have to say, learn the difference between I don't like the implications and what you're saying is false. Because the moment that you say that what I say is false, you gotta hold me. Gotta hold you to it. Prove it. Anyway, Seals on top. I love Seals too. Thank you for subscribing. Welcome in. How does science explain the spiritual realm? There's no verification for the spiritual realm. If we show it exists, then then I'll start believing in it to even answer that question. Because there's so many versions of the Bible, it's so easy to twist and add stuff to manipulate people. I agree, but it makes a lot less sense to be the case in a God that inspired the Bible that wants his message to be univocal, and that's all powerful, right? Do you 100% deny Jesus existing at all, or do you think there's a possibility he was a guy who played the role of a religious figurehead, even if it's powerless maniac? I go more so with the second one. I kind of fall in and out of favor with mysticism, to be honest with you. This Chanel is opinions. You are, yes, correct, yes. My channel is my opinions. Yes, that's how social media works. Yes. This wait a second. You're going in the zoo. Wait a fucking minute. I gotta screenshot this. I gotta screenshot this, dude. Wait. You're going in the zoo right fucking now. This Chanel is opinions. Well, I guess the opinions Chanel. I guess. My guy pretty like a girl. Okay, the zoo. There it is. I love this channel. Here we go. This Chanel is opinions. Yep. Somebody's expressing their own opinions on their own channel, I guess. Oops. Anyway, Lisa says, what? Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate you. How can you talk about this stuff for so long? I don't know. I'm passionate about it. Is there really a difference between religion and Egyptian, or I'm guessing Greece's myth? It's just people deciding to believe what they want. I mean, obviously, fundamentally, that's too commonsensical for me to answer that. I think you know that already. But if you mean just in, I don't know what you mean actually. Am I rephrasing that? Like, are they different fundamentally in like their thoughts? Obviously, in their evidence for their claims, then. Yeah, I mean, no, not really. It's all presented without evidence. I don't know. It just depends. You know Jesus is daddy. You know what? I do know Jesus is daddy. Indeed, I do. Everybody make sure to subscribe really quickly if you're enjoying the discussion, because viewership is going to drop off really, really bad soon. Viewership's going to drop really bad, and you're going to see why. So before it drops off, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Follow me on Twitch, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Kick, Trovo, D Live, Nemo TV, if you have those. Blue Sky, Threads, Clapper, Red Note. If you're over 18, only if you're over 18, join my Discord. If you're over 18, only if you're over 18, add me on Snapchat. Yeah, just do all the things. All of my links are in the description because viewership's about to fall off. I do know Jesus is daddy, though. I do indeed know Jesus is daddy. I do. I've been lying to you this whole time. I do apologize for lying to you, but it's time to pray. It's time to get a prayer in. It's prayer time. It's prayer time. Yeah. Follow all the things before this happens because viewership will fall off harder than Haley's comment. So I'm going to say a prayer really quickly to Daddy Jesus, who I know exists. And yeah, we're going to go from there. We're going to go from there, man. Let's do it. Yeah. Daddy God! Daddy God! Daddy! Daddy God! Father! Father God, I come to you today. I come to you, I come to you, I come to you, I come to you. I come on behalf of your servant, Donald John Trump, asking you to bless me, Father. I know you are Daddy. I know you are Lord. I know you are Father. I come to fellowship with you, Daddy. Fill me up. Fill me. Fill me. Holy Spirit, go down on me. Jesus, fill me up. And Daddy God, come inside me. I crave it. I need it. I crave it. I need it. Wait, what is that? What is that? Wait, oh my God. Just like that, they got. Holy Spirit! Holy! Yes. Oh, just like that. Just like that. Oh.
I don't understand your meaning. Now I understand what it do. Now I understand what it brings out inside of you, baby. I got you, baby.
Oh, you in this spot. You in this spot. Don't push me back. Don't push me back. Relax your legs like a big
Boy, you digging in me. You digging in me. You digging in the nigga. You digging in the boy. Nigga, what you gonna take my job?
You did, King Jesus. Yes, King. In Jesus' holy name, I pray to you. Amen. 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 Thank you so much, Daddy God. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you, Daddy God. Oh, I'm exhausted. I'm gonna be farting out holy water for 3 weeks. Yeah. Spread the seed. Amen, Brother Jamie. It's good to see my congregation is still here. This is what it sounds like when Jesus and God double stuff you like an Oreo. Amen, man. Amen. When God comes in you, oh, he comes hard. God uses you, he uses you like a puppet. You can't escape God's grace. You can't escape God's glory. You can't escape God's love. You can't escape the holy water. You can't escape. You can't escape when Daddy God uses you. When Daddy God uses you. Oh, he puts you on your knees. He makes you his. You make him yours. Amen in the stream. Amen in the stream right now. If you don't say amen, you are a demon. The devil has you. The devil came in you. If you don't say amen right now, the devil came in you. The devil can use you. Matter of fact, I'm going to exorcise the devil really quickly. He has no place here. This is not his house. This is not Daddy God's. This is Daddy God's house. Father Satan, Father Beelzebub, Father Lucifer, Father Mammon, Father Belphegor, Father Leviathan, Father Asmodeus, I rebuke you. Okay, that's enough. I ran out of steam. I ran out of steam. That's my bad. Nope, that's my bad. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It was about to get really bad. Anyway, Elsa Renee, thank you for subscribing. Color and Coffee, thank you for subscribing as well. I appreciate it. The devil will keep you if you don't confess your sins. No, never. No such thing. Jesus would probably find this shit funny. I think Jesus would have a sense of humor about it. At least Lucifer has answers. Fair enough, right? I was watching yesterday and came back for more, but none of this was happening the first time I was listening. Yeah, it was. We do a silly, we do a goofy, do a silly here and there, a little goofy now and again, you know. Do you think we could use can make a vape that recharges itself by using a steam engine that cranks a battery charger whenever you inhale? I feel like that would be breaking one of Newton's laws or something, but I mean, fucking no reason not to try, right? Jesus loves us a little too much, I guess. He loved the hell out of me, man. He loved the hell out of me. Lucifer. No. All right, back to it though. Yeah, thank you again for subscribing, Elsa and Color. How many subscribers do we have right now? How many subs we got? Where are we at? 3.1K. Already over the 100 mark? Did we get over 100 in like just tonight? Man, holy fuck. For full reference, it took me like a month to get 200 subscribers when I first started doing this. So thank y'all. Thank you so much. Is your Bible a paperweight on your shoulders? I don't have a physical Bible anymore. The last one I got, I threw it out because it was a gift given by somebody with NPD. I remember the first time I saw that Jesus loving us. Yeah, it was. It was fun. It was fun the first time around. The first time I did it, it was just to be. I was on TikTok and I just wanted to, to ruffle some feathers, and it just became a thing. When did you start streaming? I started doing this type of content. Technically August of last year, but so here's the timeline, right? It was August of last year. I did like debates on TikTok. Is where I started, and I had like, I don't know, did like maybe 6 or 7 streams. I was like, okay, well, it's fun. I've made $8, but fuck this. Let me get on out of here. Then November happened. The thing that happened in November in the US, that happened, and I was like, oh shit, I need to talk about this. So like November, that's when I started doing it more consistently. And then when I heard that TikTok was shutting down, I made a YouTube channel as a backup plan. And took like a month or so to get 200 subs. You know, it's moving. It's moving. I don't want to sound like I'm ungrateful or anything. But, you know, it's not moving as fast as it is now, right? So yeah, I did that, and computer issues, stopped streaming on TikTok, and now we're just on YouTube because it's all my computer can handle. So that's the whole timeline. It's been like 8 months consistently, but like almost a year inconsistently. So like no Yahweh or no God at all. Why not consider your options? What options? Most of the time when you reply to a long comment, this makes it sad. Do you also feel more free after leaving your religion like me? I do, man. I feel yeah, free is definitely one of the more consistent feelings I feel, because it's like even in the worst moments of my life since I've left, I could at the very least say I have nothing but I'm free. And it's a great feeling. It's a really good feeling. Honestly, watch YouTube Shorts more than anything else. That's how I found you. Yeah, that's how most people find me on here, because I do like I stream in vertical. Yeah, vertical. So I'm in the Shorts algorithm, but hell yeah, I felt more free when I left. The same. You were an atheist, then turned Christian. You went the wrong way, bro. You went the wrong. I'm just kidding. Hell yeah. I'm glad you found what works for you for sure. I remember the first time I saw that, and I was like, wait, is he a Christian again for real? Then you started the Sky Daddy bit, and I was like, yeah, that's the stuff. Oh, I got you. I find this repulsive. Oh no, I leave right away. When I scroll back, it was just moaning. I left immediately, only come back to you saying, praise Lucifer, low morals and delusional ethics, ugly shit. Maria, you love it though. You know why you love it? I've seen you around for like the past few weeks. Almost every single stream I do. I know you probably subscribe to me, meaning that you like what I do on here. And I mean, you don't have to pretend like you don't. You don't have to pretend like, oh, you have such bad morals. You know, you're such this awful person. You know, you're so unwatchable, this, that, and the third. You're here. I could see if you're here once, right? And you had like like this is the first time you ever seeing me. It's like, okay, I don't like this guy's vibe. He just, you know, mocked Catholic liturgy live on stream, and then just like made some moans into the microphone, like being a real menace and shit. I get that if it's the first time. You've been here for weeks. You very clearly enjoy it. We don't have to do this back and forth, to and fro. Just admit it. You like the stream. You like what I have to say. You like what I have to offer. Your actions prove it, even though your words don't. Matthew the Roblox Ain, I don't know. Thank you for subscribing. Thought the stuff earlier was funny. I just confused because I never heard that before, and it went on for so long. Yeah, the nowadays I tend to use it as a chat calling tool to get all of the when chat's getting just a little bit too caustic, just a little bit too out there. I notice a lot of the more butthurt, offended people leave when I do it, so I always did it to try to like flame through the chat a little bit. You are lost, my brother. I'm not your brother, pal. You don't believe in one God. You just don't believe in one God less than Christians. Yeah, exactly. Right there. Christians are atheists plus one God. You know, we're closer than we think. Are you a Freemason? No, I'm not a Freemason. Tell Maria about Timothy 2:11. The thing I noticed about a lot of Christian women is that a lot of them have some internalized misogyny. I don't know if Maria would care too much if she read about 1 Timothy 2. Yeah. Like, yeah, actually, what Paul said was good because, you know, we women have their own strengths, and, you know, just some internalized misogynistic bullshit. How many stories from the Bible do you know are from older texts? How many stories from the Bible do I know are from old? I couldn't tell you. I have no clue. Exodus 21, how to buy and treat your slaves. Gotta love that God guy. Yeah, he's fantastic, man. Numbers 31, take the little virgin girls as the spoils of war. Yeah, such an amazing, awesome God for sure. Ever looked into Islam? I've read the Quran once, and I will never read it again, and I won't be a Muslim. Do you prefer eat football or FIFA? Neither. I'm not super huge into soccer, much less like soccer games. Are you obese? No, I'm not obese. Where does causal power come from? Like the power to cause things? I don't know. I feel like causal power implies that I don't know, just like I guess you kind of maybe have to be like a little bit more mereologically nihilistic to get where I'm coming from. And I'm not a mereological nihilist at all, but I don't know, like I think it assigns way too much agency to objects to say where does causal power come from? Where does the thing that causes other things to happen, like where does that come from? I don't know. This time, the passage of time, the progression of the universe. I don't know. You are absolutely biased. Everybody's biased. You are. I am. I'm just honest about it. Though some Russell Brand Christianity grift, I wouldn't trust that motherfucker as far as I could throw him. Is he a rapist too? Oh, also, just going over the Aisha shit. Oh, he thinks if he, oh yeah, brother, despite very clearly what the Al-Bacardi says, she was actually 20 and 21. Yeah, of course. Yeah, no contradictions. Quran, all good. Come to my religion, mashallah. Can't even say Muhammad's name without saying 4 stupid words behind it. Yeah, just no, thank you, man. Sorry. Do you believe in the afterlife? I don't believe in the afterlife. No, I don't. I think I believe in the before death. I don't believe in the afterlife. There's so many people asking the same thing. How did you become an atheist? Lack of beliefs to claim that. That's there you go, right? Just lack of belief, lack of evidence, man. That's it. You're an existentialist? Indeed, I am. So I'm like 20/80 with believing in God. I believe science more than God, but I believe God and heaven still exists. Do you think you could tell me why you don't believe in God, though? I don't because, so I'll explain my epistemology a little bit. I try to believe in things only if they're given some sort of justification or evidence for it being the case, right? If there's a desk in front of me, the fact that there's what I define to be a desk in front of me is what defines that there's a desk in front of me, right? And so the claims of God are claims that are presented without any sort of evidence whatsoever. They're presented with bad arguments, bad history, bad archaeology, and a God that doesn't talk back, right? So if it's a claim made without evidence, then it's something that I'm just not going to accept until there's some evidence for it, which is why I'm an atheist. Pity you, pray for you. Pray for the kids getting touched by a Catholic priest instead. Let's pray for them instead. Exactly, I agree with this. Oh, I'm glad you find me dehydrated sweat. That's a disgusting name, though. That sounds awful. I could just imagine a smell of dehydrated sweat. Ew. Young Christian Catholic, and I'm just curious about what I answer that so often. What I might start doing is like having a screen timer. There's a reason I don't like put on the screen like where to go to find a video. It's trust the process. But what I might start doing is putting a timer on where I will, every time I answer why I stop believing, I'm gonna hit the timer and it's gonna like reset. Like it's gonna be like 5 minutes, so I can answer it only once every 5 minutes or so. You're actively choosing the antisocial side by praising the devil, even humorously. I left after I've seen you around. I'm clearly here mostly for the chat. Psalm is good. Okay. You can find a better chats elsewhere, right? You don't have to kid yourself, Maria. You ain't gotta kid yourself to me. I got you right where I want you. Right where I want you. I'm crying for you? No, you're not. I believe there might be some sort of deity, but he sure as hell ain't been present in the history of humanity. They were there in the beginning, and that's the last time they interacted with us. Oh, you're like a deist then. Hell yeah. Would you challenge the God Logic podcast on the live stream, or you feel better hiding behind the camera? That's a loaded question. I'm not going to answer that. Throwing in like you feel better hiding behind the camera lets me know you're just like trying to be I don't know, just like, oh, they will humble you, little bro. You're just gonna hide from them. Like, yeah, no, I'm just no, thank you. What are your thoughts on Israel Palestine? Free Palestine until Palestine is free is my my answer to that. I recently got in my DMs on TikTok that there's like so for those who don't know, I'm as somebody who's read the Quran, I tend to lean toward like thinking that Islam is pretty harmful, right? But that being said, obviously there's a genocide going on in Palestine that the world should probably step in a little bit better on, right? People think the two are incongruent because Palestine is a Muslim country. How the fuck is that congruent at all? Oh yeah, you think the religion that people believe in is false and that it's harmful, so you believe they should be genocided. Like, please make it make sense. Am I going crazy here? Or is like, did they make no sense at all? Ask you anything? Just about. What happened? I want to know what happened to make you stop being Christian. Do exclamation Y in the chat, like either the word or the letter. Either one works. We pretend to be human through a thought process of self-imposed limitation through forgetting our true nature. There's no absolutely reason we can't do anything. Process of self-imposed limitation through forgetting our true nature. That sounds unverifiable. Are you team Poseidon now? What does that even mean? If you don't believe in the afterlife, I think it's like when you're in your mother's womb, you don't know what this world exists, and when you're born, you don't have any knowledge of the previous life. I don't see how these two things are analogous at all, right? At the very least, biology, I wouldn't say confirms, but gives solid evidence to the idea that you as a person begin to exist when, when things get fertilized and when, the process of reproduction happens at the absolute very least, right? But there's zero good reason to believe that we are just that. Like, how can we go from like the congruence of a person that doesn't exist to people that very clearly are us and who do exist? I'm not seeing the analogy there. Have you seen the Blue-Eyed Samurai? I have not. All right, I'm gonna get you on out of here. Yeah, we don't. We're doing this. I'm not doing this spamming tonight. Sorry. I'm not Team Poseidon, unfortunately, but I am Team Skadoosh. Have a good rest of your night. Skadoosh. Take care. Do you like games? I know, very weird question. Very weird, outlandish question. Never ask me that ever again. I'm just kidding. No, I like games. I play games. I used to play a lot of Valorant until I wanted to blow my brains out, so I stopped playing it. It's just got more and more hopeless to play. I said fuck it. I'm never playing this ever again. And so far I haven't. Wait, no, I've played a couple games, but that's it. I have zero desire to play it ever again. I like to watch it though. I don't know, like random puzzles and mobile games nowadays. GeoGuessr I'm really good at it, and also like just love playing it. So is John Pork real? I mean, he's calling. Of course he's real. So basically, you're atheist just because God is hypothetically mean. Are you watching another stream, my dude? Hello? Are we watching another, like, I'll never understand people like you. As a matter of fact, let me get you on out of here even. I'll never, ever, ever understand people like you. You make shit up and then expect me to affirm your made up shit that you made up. Like, huh? Oh, so you don't believe God because he's hypothetically mean? Laughing emoji? You're a fucking moron. You're a moron. I'm not going to affirm your made up shit. I never said that. I never ever once said that that's the only reason I stopped believing that God exists. It's the thing that started me, started the deconstruction process, sure. But it is not the reason I stopped believing he existed. You are just a dumb, 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 dumb person. I can't mince words anymore. You are stupid. And you are out of here. Skadoosh. Take care. Have a good rest of your night. You are dumb. Dumb. Laughing emoji for your own made up bullshit. Make it make sense, man. Holy fuck. Anyway. My friend got sucked into the red pill right wing pipeline and became super religious. He knows I'm an atheist, so he tries to enforce his Bronze Age bullshit fairy tale morals on me. Oh man. I'll admit, I've had my kind of pill era stuff going on a while back. I was atheist already, but like, in my whole pill sort of, finding some new truth or whatever. It's a trend. Ask them to respect your boundaries. If you can't do that, then I don't know if that's a friend you should want to hang around. You should want to hang around friends that want to respect you as a person and go from there. Streamlabs, the link doesn't work. What Streamlabs link doesn't work? Let me do all three really quickly. Check if they do. Oh wait, shit. Let's figure this out. Okay. Let's see what we got here. This one works. Let's see what we got here. Give me a minute. Um, this one works, and this one works. Oh, yeah, they all work. A trend. Atheism is a trend. I'm just not doing it. I'm sorry. It's good douche. I don't know if you're trolling or not, but you know, if we're just gonna take the literal words that I say in your ear, clear as day, and not understand what I'm saying. Somebody asked a question about like their friend falling into like red pill sort of shit, and I'm like, okay, well, you know, it's a trend. You know, ask them to respect your boundaries and don't, you know, whatever. You're like, atheism is a trend. My patience is wearing thin right now. Anyway, can't get a woman. I do get a woman. I got your mom. I fucked your mother last night. I spread her pussy lips apart like like a packet of Starkiss prepared lemon pepper tuna. It smelled like it too. It was glorious. I licked her up like a cat with a meat tube. Made her squirt everywhere. It was like Kalahari meets SeaWorld in her room last night. You thought it was flooding. Saw the water come under your door. It wasn't a flood, man. So no, yeah, I get women. I get your mom. You ever play basketball in like a park with like the asphalt on the court? You ever bounce like a really overinflated basketball off of that? That's what your mom's ass cheek sounded like when I'm pounding deep into them with my peanut butter BBC. So, anyway, when did you realize it was all BS? 10 years ago when I was 19 years old. I was a Christian because my parents were. After I started reading the Bible and analyzing text, some things really didn't add up. This journey took me 13 years. Actually, I'm still on this journey. And for me, that journey took about a year and a half. But don't let, one thing that, like, you know, I mean, you know Christians, you know that how insidious they can be. They'll try to invalidate you at any turn. I mean, don't let them, right? It's your journey. You know, find what works for you first and foremost, and Godspeed, pun intended. Who is physics? Checkmate atheist. You know what? That's convincing evidence. That's really convincing evidence. No, I'm just kidding. Mans can't even show his face. I can't take him serious. Y'all don't even. Here's the attention that you wanted, man. You sound like Moist Critical now. I've gotten over me doing this, I've gotten Corpse Husband. I don't hear Corpse Husband. I've gotten Pop Smoke. I don't hear Pop Smoke. Morgan Freeman. Don't hear Morgan Freeman. Somebody earlier said a young J.K. Simmons. Young Gravy. I got that once. And now I can just add Moist Critical to the list. You like chocolate milk? I'm having some right now. I like chocolate milk. I haven't had it in years, so I should probably, next time I'm at 7-Eleven or something, I should give me a nice chocolate milk. What are your thoughts about a book titled The Greatest Secret by Rhonda Burns? I was always an atheist. Even as a child, to understand the book doesn't have a scientific fact to back it up. It helped me. I haven't heard of it, nor have I read it. So I really got to read more things so I can start having more conversations about these recommendations that people give me. But I promise I'm going to upgrade as a streamer soon. I promise. All right. Things are going to get better. Things are going to get better. I got to find like, you know what I'm going to do? I'll probably add this to my link tree, just like recommendations, like a ticket, not a ticket system, but like recommend some piece of media. So it's like a list I can go down for things to read and watch when I'm got the time to. You sound like white dudes. I'm a quarter. Big Daddy Hugh, Bigger Daddy James. What's up, dude? How you doing today? How was your day? How was your night? How was your life? How was your wife? How was your strife? How's your plife? How you doing today, man? See here. That's why you want to be atheist, because you don't want people saying what? Because then you don't what? Okay, you're getting put in a zoo. Fuck that. Let me make sure to read this as hard as I possibly can before I go putting you in a zoo. Yes, see, that's why you want to be atheist, because then don't people saying don't swear because God don't like that, like I'll do what I want. Huh? Uh, huh? You know, I'm sorry, you gotta go to the zoo, Pookie. I'm so sorry. But yeah, that's a zoo comment if I've ever heard one. Let's see what we got here. Copy. Let's do that. Paste. Right. Discord. The zoo. Control V. Enter. Yep. Yeah, I gotta keep that one in the bank. What made you an atheist? Lack of evidence is what made me an atheist. Looked at the evidence. Evidence wasn't good, so I left Christianity. R.I.P. Pookie. No, they're still here. They just, yeah, it's, you know, R.I.P. to the. Not good at typing on phone. Oh no, okay, my bad. You're good. You're good. Do you like normal milk? I like normal milk. I barely ever buy it though, because whenever I get like, I just never have a use for it really. I might start making like mac and cheese with it. But typically when I buy mac and cheese, I get like the deluxe, like with the sauce pack, and instead of just like the powder that you gotta add to milk and butter. So I don't know. Got a good game to play. Just finished Black Myth Wukong. Everybody's going goo goo gaga for Marvel Rivals right now. You should probably check that out if you're into like team shooters, third person shooters. It's just, yeah, it's third person. Yeah, it's good stuff. It's no hate quite like Christian love. Indeed, there isn't, man. Yeah, I think I might start doing that soon too, just to have quick and easy content. It's just like start screenshotting the Christian love comments I get and putting them in like weekly compilations or something. The greatest secret: guns, germs, and steel in the way of man. I won't remember that, to be honest with you. It's coming soon. I'll probably set it up. I don't know if I'll set it up after stream, but I'm packing. I'm doing way too much right now, but yeah, somebody remind me. Set up a thing in my link tree where people can recommend me stuff. If you see the character models in Marvel Rivals, you'd also go goo goo gaga. Yeah, there's this one streamer I follow on TikTok named Just Malia. She was playing it earlier, and she played Magic, and Magic just like had half a titty out, just half of each titty, just like one whole titty. But like if you add both of the halves up, it's like, damn, shit. Well, fuck. I need some of that magic in my life, right? God loves you, good for him. As a Catholic, I agree there's no hate like Christian love. Yeah, you're right there with me. You hear that? That's the sound of us doing a high five. That was cringe. I'm so sorry. Will you be streaming tomorrow? I think I'm about to go to bed. I most likely, I don't know if today's my last stream. I'll probably do one more tomorrow, but I'm going to go on like a month-long hiatus soon, like either tomorrow or maybe the day after, because I got to move out, get settled in, sell some things, buy some things, basically start over, like a soft reset, not a hard reset where I'm moving. I do plan to move out of state soon, to maybe go back to Ohio for a bit, hang out with my friends for like a year or so, get it back in touch with them, and then like leave them forever. And then I don't know, after that maybe New Mexico is where I maybe want to like settle down, like my base of operations while I grow the channel or whatever. And then after that I'm out this fucking country, if things go to plan. But all this to say, that starts soon with me getting the fuck out of this house and moving out. So it's gonna be a few weeks, no streams, but yeah, we'll see. Jesus had his chance. I've gave Jesus so many chances. If he didn't use him, that's on him. He's our savior. Cool. Christianity is a psyop. I tend to agree. One of the few things I can agree with Attila the Hun on. On a certain level, we have a drugstore in our brain. Now we're going to talk a little about neurochemistry here, and you have to know there are 100, maybe 200 known neurochemicals. Yeah, we got a lot going on up there. I say up there like it's not me talking about myself. That's another, I guess that's part of the issue why the hard problem of consciousness is so intuitive to like some more, like some Phil Bro-ish sort of Christians or apologists, is because it's kind of weird to think that your brain is the reason for your consciousness, and that and yet you refer to it like it's a separate entity, and that's kind of fun to think about. Remember, if you don't sin, Jesus died for nothing. Hell yeah. All atheists are former Christians still thinking about God. That's just objectively false. I know a lot of ex-Muslim atheists. I know a lot of people who were born and raised without religion. Just, you know, as atheists by default of never learning in the first place. A couple ex-Hindus, couple ex-pagans, ex-Wiccans. Yeah, I know a lot of different atheists. That's just I know we want to feel like our religion's superior to the point that a dude talking about his personal experience with it is still got God on his mind. Oh, I secretly love Daddy God, ooh woo, or whatever the fuck. I know that helps you sleep better at night, gets your dick all, you know, nice and blood flowing in it. But you know, let's maybe not say dumb things to get there. Showcat, thank you for subscribing. Welcome in. Good to see you. Keep my eye out for the streams. I enjoyed it. Good night, guys. Good night, man. I'll see you possibly in August. We'll see. Do you think everything came from nothing? No. So according to Christians, an atheist person could be the nicest, most generous person on earth and would go to hell, but a Christian who was a murderer but repented at the end would get into heaven. Yep, that sounds about right. Even better than that, the Christians that spend their whole life as Christians and who during that time as a Christian are just the worst, most awful person to the people around them, they get to go to heaven. If people like that if the people who threaten me with hell, like try to fearmonger to me, if they're going to heaven, I mean, that's plus 1 point for hell, right? If I get to be the fuck away from these like sociopathic freaks, I think that's pretty awesome. Dibs on the Latina baddie. Fuck, never mind. Never mind. All races of women are hot. Latinas, maybe slightly more though. Have a good night. I'm going to sleep like God through the Holocaust. Damn. I mean, I don't think he was sleeping. I think he was up there with a bowl of chips, laughing his ass off. Sick fuck. Have a good rest of your night, Bird Toast. Appreciate you being here. Hardcore Christian. I've died to stop God from harvesting the world, but look, he's still alive. I hope you appreciate what God is sacrificing for you right now. Why does an all-powerful being need to sacrifice literally anything? I think God gives a sense of false purpose. I don't know if I would say false purpose. I would say purpose, right? Because I think purpose is so subjective that it can't be like true or false. I think it's an unfortunate sense of purpose. You know, I don't think we should toss our purpose up to some dusty old book, but if we're you know, I guess it's just as good as mine, right? Bilingual women are always winning, no contest. Yeah. I don't know if I have a racial preference though. I don't know. I'm in cycles. I just go in cycles. I get like one person and then just hyper fixate on them and just try to project on all women. That's kind of weird to do. Like for instance, one of my most recent exes was black, and then sure enough, knowing damn well I find every race of woman attractive, here I am listening to Dr. Umar interviews and shit. Like what the fuck is wrong? Am I just autistic? Like what's wrong with me? Why am I like this? Like my girl's like, I like my milk chocolate. Hell yeah. Hell to the fuck yeah. If God's not real, then what's the purpose of morality and justice? If God's not real, then nothing can create something. Neither. Universe could have always existed in the same way God did, right? Special pleading fallacy. And also, we can't say that a God that condones slavery is responsible for my moral conviction that slavery is bad. It just makes no logical sense. The most beautiful angel, Lucifer's in hell, +1 for hell. Yeah, let's get those actual Luciferian backshots. Hell yeah. Still, morality kind of still exists for the people that haven't been too exposed to the world. I'd say they have their moral systems. I would say that maybe they haven't learned about social expectations of things yet, but I don't think they'd just be like completely lawless. And you know, I mean, they're like morality had to come from somewhere, and for me, that's like, you know, the fact that people were tribal and these more defined social networks weren't, you know, a thing yet shows that we have the capacity to want to get along with one another no matter what society we live in, right? The point for morals is an evolutionary trait. Yeah, just, you know, if we don't evolutionarily select against one to kill each other, then how are we going to thrive? Do you debate on this channel? I'm going to do a lot more in the future. I did one recently you can check out. It's in 2 parts, but it's kind of a slog to get through, to be honest, because he was going to try to argue tag, but he was stuck on like the point of linguistic flexibility that I was arguing, and he guess he was like misconstruing it for ontological flexibility, and I was just, it didn't really go anywhere after a certain point. But if you want to hear that exchange, that's on there. But I used to do it on TikTok, and I used to multi-stream, so some of my old VODs have debates in them. But yeah, I'll start doing debates again soon. Maybe like 1 or 2 days a week though, just because people are so fucking exhausting. The fog is coming. All right. Well, you know what else is coming? This timeout. Skadoosh. Have a good rest of your night. Appreciate you. But yeah, we don't spam in here. What the fuck are we doing, dude? Anyway, yo, I never believed in God. You got lucky. Welcome in, DM Tech. That's wasted 19 years of my life on it. Then how did we exist? Nothing can't create something. Are you just repeating? Are you a human being? Let's start here. I'm going to backtrack so much. I'm going to question whether or not you even are a sufficient agent. How do you hear me say possible that the universe has always existed? And you're just like, but how are we here? Nothing can create something. Like, it's like, come the fuck on. EA, are you a fucking human being? You can see what Christ looked like, the Shroud of Turin. No, you cannot. I want to like use the science and the multiple scientific and historical debunkings of the Shroud of Turin, but I'm going to end the Shroud of Turin with one verse. John chapter 20, verse 6 and 7 says that his head was wrapped separately from his body. So Shroud of Turin is confirmed fake. Sir, yes, sir. Oh, okay, so you are a person, right? So I'm going to say this very clearly, and if you don't understand what I'm saying, then you're not somebody I'm going to have to, I don't want to talk. Wait, no, wait a second. How old are you? Wait. I think I figured it out. How old are you? Nah, wait, how old are you? So you had a couple other channels, right? I have, channels on not every platform, but like a lot of platforms. YouTube, so the 10 platforms I'm going to stream on after I get my computer fixed and move out and everything is here on YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, after I get X Premium again, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Kick, Trovo, D Live, and Nemo TV. You probably don't know the last few, but yeah, I'm gonna multi-stream on all those. But I'm also on like Clapper, Blue Sky, Threads, Red Note, things like that. So check me out. I might start posting more shorts, or what do they call them? Spotlights on Snapchat. Might do like, I'll make it like a TikTok alternative instead of just a place for me to get left on opened by attractive women. What came first, the chicken or the egg? Someone had to create one of them first either way. Not evolutionarily speaking. So evolutionarily speaking, technically the egg came first because it like the organism that first birthed the egg that had a chicken within it, it had different traits than what we consider a modern chicken to be. And it's not a hard cutoff point, but I'm not going to explain evolutionary biology to you. If you want to think that chickens exist, therefore creator, I mean, I'm just a little bit too far gone right now to even bite on that. What do you think of Proverbs? It was my favorite book in the Bible back when I was a Christian. Jesus is king? Jesus is king. Oh, Jesus is king. Hell yeah. A life so complex that we have to study it just to even learn it cannot be made by single-cell organisms. It can after billions of years of evolution. For sure it can. And plus, I don't know if we want to argue that complexity of the system and our need to study it is going to be proof for God rather than that proof that humans are stupid, or at the very least that we're don't have the knowledge capacity to fully understand our bodies. But if you want to argue it was designed just because it's complex, I mean, I want you to tell me something else that's made more complex than it needs to be for its intended purpose. Everything is created, trees not evolved in 2x4s. So you said everything is created. God is a thing. Who created God? Let's just do it the easy way. What do you look like? Like a human being. You were never a true believer. Whatever you have to tell yourself, Tori. If you got to tell yourself nonsensical shit to sleep better at night, then I'm not going to take that away from you. Sorry. See here, the Shroud of Turin as proof is just like 1 degree less incredulous of an argument than like showing a potato chip that has likeness of the Virgin Mary. Yeah, honestly, at the absolute very least, there was effort put into it, but I mean, same shit, different toilet at that point. Sir, it still makes no sense. Did you ever answer my question? If you didn't, I'm going to assume that you're underage. And okay, said, how do we evolve? Not old, sir. Okay, you're a kid. Bye bye. Take care. Have a good rest of your night. Skadoosh. Um, yeah, with that was I figured that out pretty easily. If you're just like, in my experience, if you have that much trouble tracking the very clearly chosen words that I'm picking, then odds are you're not over the age of 18. Not even, probably not even over the age of 14. How exactly did life first emerge here on Earth? The best evidence that we have leads us to abiogenesis being true. What life experience made you come to this realization? I wouldn't say it's like one life experience, but I've had to define like the very first thing that made me that started the path that I define as my deconstruction, and reading the Bible was that thing. Christianity is the truth come to orthodoxy. Once you can sort it out with the Protestants and then sort it out with the Catholics about which one is the correct doctrine, then I will gladly come back to Christianity. But you know, I'm proving that human ego is going to be the thing that's going to destroy souls, because everybody wants to be the one true denomination, the one true way to believe in a thing. So sort it out with each other, and then I'll hear you out. Don't sort it out with me. Why are there still monkeys if we evolve? Tori, do you think evolution claims that we came from monkeys? Become a Muslim? Fuck no. Is there anything you miss about Christianity? The community a little bit. The community a little bit, but that's about it. Perfection cannot exist through absolute chaos. If you think this is perfect, I'll be honest with you, Maggie. I'm not gonna say what I want to say. That it would be a little bit mean. But if you think the universe as it is perfect, then I don't know what to tell you on that. How does it rain? Condensation. I'm not gonna explain the precipitation cycle to you. Your stream is a magnet for the stupidest people imagine. Spamming Jesus is king does not mean God is real. Yeah, to be fair, a lot of them are just like kids up past their bedtime. Like their mommy's not watching them, not taking away their tablet for the night, leaving it in their room with them. And then so sure enough, they're just like, oh, let me stay up on my tablet all night and scroll through YouTube shorts and just spam catchphrases in an atheist chat when he's trying to have a decent dialogue. Like, it is what it is. This comes with the territory, I guess. What are you looking for? I'm looking for people to critically think about why they believe the things that they do. That's most what I'm looking for. It's a little bit of critical thinking, and also to learn some new things myself. I'd say if I had to, you know, the two biggest reasons. You're definitely an evolved, sad Bart Simpson edit kid. If you think that Bart Simpson edits was around the time that I was a kid, I mean, that shows your age, motherfucker. Like, if you think that's something didn't become a thing before, like, the pandemic was around when I was a kid, when I'm almost 30 years old, like, if you say, like, a rage comic kid or something, or, like, I don't know. Oh, man, what was another popular meme style back when I was a kid? I don't know. There was like, goddamn, what were they called? Like posters? I don't. Beside the point. If you said I was like a rage comic kid or something, fair. But a sad Bart Simpson edit, like that shows you cannot, and I mean cannot, be over the age of 15. If you think everybody was a kid in 2020. Cause and effect are only two things in physical phenomenon. I'd say for every maybe definable event in the universe, maybe. Can I get a ear? There you go. So when you die, where do you think you go? In the ground, or in an oven, spread somewhere. But if you mean my consciousness, like my ability to experience things, I think that that just ceases to exist. Look who's in your vent again. The fuck are you doing in my vent, dude? What I tell you about this, man? Get the fuck out of my vent. Next time I'm calling the cops, dude. Holy fuck. Abiogenesis is an interesting idea, but it still hasn't been empirically demonstrated, so I'm skeptical about it for now. I'd agree with you that it hasn't been empirically demonstrated, but I think it has more than enough evidence, in addition to being a natural phenomena that's going to be more parsimonious than a supernatural phenomena, that it gives me just enough reason to say that, okay, I can put my chips in this until there's something better that comes along. LMAO, definitely a neckbeard. My dude's stuck in 2016, man. Atheist equal neckbeard, Redditor, smelly Dorito crump or whatever the fuck. Like, it's 2016 all over again. Holy fuck. Y'all gotta come better than that. Surely you gotta come better. You don't believe in my God, therefore neckbeard. It's just, I don't know. That's C tier at best. I'm looking for S tier. If we're gonna insult me, at least make them funny to read. Is that too much to ask for? Some of you have some funny ones tonight. At least make it fun. Like, come the fuck on, dude. Sing every single one of those arguments. Half of them don't even qualify as arguments. They don't. All right, let me get you out of here. But yeah, they don't. They're a lot of them are just like, how do I best say it? Attempts to shove one's God into a natural phenomena or shove one's God into something that's otherwise accountable. Our consciousness is an emergent property that comes from a brain after certain parts have developed. Abiogenesis is objectively a verifiable evidence, far better conclusion than presupposed belief. Yeah, absolutely, I would agree with you on that. People could argue that there's no, like, hasn't been recreated in a lab setting, like something that took millions of years, and even on paper is claimed to have taken millions and millions, I think even billions of years, hasn't been reproduced in a lab setting where we don't have access to billions of years. Therefore, good enough reason to be skeptical about it. I would say, if that works for you, sure. But I don't know. I think there's more than enough meat on those bones for me to chew on for sure. So I'm answering questions that are easy. Answer the hard question. You know, the one thing that pisses me off about doing this, people will say like shit like that, like, "Oh, stop answering the easy questions. You're just answering the softballs. Answer the hard questions." And by that, what they really mean is answer my question. So then I'm like, okay, sure. What's your question? And all I say is like, so how can non-life create life? And I'm just so fucking over it right now, dude. At the very least, if somebody's gonna be C tier or D tier, at least know your place and know that you're C tier and D tier, and don't just like trying to fault me for not looking at your arguments, even though I've seen the same C, D tier arguments hundreds of times already. What do you miss about Christianity / being a Christian, if anything? Kind of miss the community a little bit. I miss this, I won't say her name, but like she made some really damn good chicken. She would sell plates in a church sometimes, in the last church I went to. Fantastic chicken. I don't know what she put in it, but it was good chicken. I miss her chicken. That's really about it, though, to be honest with you. If the universe couldn't have just appeared, it had to be made. Oh boy, here we go. Okay, I'll do you one better. What's your evidence that the universe was created, or that it went from not existing to existing? Let's hear your evidence. Let's hear your evidence that flies in the faces of current theoretical physicists and their claims made so far. Let's hear it. Surely we're not just getting our science from apologists and just like parroting shit that we don't understand. No, let's hear your evidence. Let's hear it. There's no sufficient evidence for you. It's impossible, so this isn't a fair argument. Is it really? If there's no sufficient evidence for me, then why did... I mean, well, no, never mind. That's projecting what counts as sufficient for me on everybody else. I don't know. I disagree. I don't think there's no such thing as sufficient evidence for me. I'm just saying that I'm operating by the logic that everybody otherwise accepts. Thoughts on Donald Trump? Very, very extremely positively, horrifically, astonishingly, biblically negative thoughts about Donald Trump. How the Bible and Quran present correct scientific facts that were not known at the time? What, like snakes talking and ants talking? Sure, yeah, that's scientific, dude. Absolutely. Yep. Humans created from clots, humans created from semen, humans created from Water, humans created from burned clay. Humans created from God breathing into the nostrils of dust and clay. Women created from bones. The world flooding with more water than it has on it. And ants talking to Solomon. Yeah, the Bible and Quran are very scientific. Absolutely, of course. What do you not believe? Lack of evidence. Opinion on pride? I stand with the LGBTQIA community. Hell yeah. This isn't solid reality, and time is an illusion. It isn't linear. Reality is fluid and both actively and retroactively changing before your eyes. Actively and retroactively. I think to even say actively and retroactively would have to presuppose a linear time stream to even, like, to say that there's you can say that a linear timeline that's going backwards and forwards in some ways. Sure, I'm not seeing how that could be the case, but I don't know. I'd say I'll fuck it. I say I agree with you on time not necessarily being a linear thing. If it's a property of a three-dimensional manifold, then it's going to be expanded in all directions, right? Carl Schunk, that's a fun name. Thank you for subscribing. Welcome, man. Well, I believe in one religion and not that thousands of others. That's what ruined Christianity for me, the narcissism. Yeah, I just touched on this in my recent post. Yesterday I got called arrogant for not believing in Christianity. Then I thought about it, like, you believe a whole 28 billion light year wide universe was made just for one small planet. We're not even the biggest planet in our solar system of only 7 other planets. And you're telling me a whole 28 billion light year across universe that is still expanding to this day, created just for us, just for little us. Some hairless apes on a mostly water-covered marble. I'm the arrogant one, though, for, I don't know, believing in something with all my heart and then using evidence and logic to come to the conclusion that it's false. Make it make sense. You can't fucking do it. You just can't do it. You're never a Christian, never born again. Jonas, I'm going to time you out then. If I wasn't a Christian, then I don't exist. If I say I was a Christian, you don't want to believe me, that's completely fine. But there's no conversation to be had, because I'm not going to debate some random... Oh, man, it's such a good word. I hate that I got to take it out of my vocabulary. I'm not going to debate some random nincompoop about whether I, the person who was me, was a Christian or not. It's a dumb argument. If you don't think I was, that's fine, but... This is the last of my attention that you get for tonight. See you tomorrow. Skadoosh. Bye-bye. Take care. Is racism good? No. Yet we're paying taxes on a floating space rock and you think a creator is non-existent. I think it's dumb that we're paying taxes too, right? I don't think that not believing in a creator necessitates that I have to believe that taxation isn't theft. Right? Like, I'm not seeing the logical link there. All the stars and planets in the universe, and we're the only one with life. Yeah, okay. Yep. Make it make sense. Religion bad. The effects of the religions that currently exist overall, or like over the 51% mark, I would say yes. But the concept of religion altogether, I guess theoretically, no. Modern science is based on the principle, give us one free miracle and we'll explain the rest. Well, you know what, never mind. I'm not touching that one. Why are we trying to convince this person to believe in something you didn't? You believe what you want. After we die, we'll all find out. To be fair, I don't disbelieve in Christianity because I want to, right? It's because the evidence made most sense that Christianity was false. But, I mean, other than that, yeah, I'm based. It's alright, you're now officially a reject of Almighty God. Hell yeah, man. I'm a reject of the God that condones slavery. I'll take that badge, wear it with honor, head held high. Might even go celebrate with a bottle of champagne. For me, it was reading Genesis and the start of the world during my Bible study while learning about evolution and science class in middle school. That and so many religions think they're correct. That'll do it. That'll do it, right? And it's like, I'm fine with people thinking they're correct if they gave like some evidence for why their shit was correct over everybody else, but nobody gives it. It's all just philosophical nonsense and nincompoopery. So, yeah, I'm inclined to think that nobody knows what the fuck they're talking about. Do you know Justin from Deconstruction Zone? I know I know of him. I'll say I know him. Like, you know, we're not close or anything. We're not like collaborators or anything like that. But I know him. I subscribe to him on YouTube. I follow him on Twitch and TikTok and on Threads. I follow him on a lot of places. He's fantastic at what he does. Fan fucking tastic. I love him with in about the most intense possible way a straight man can love another straight man. Yeah, love me some Justin. I've learned. I don't even have access to the cheat sheet, but I've learned a lot just from watching his streams. He's an encyclopedia with legs. Yeah, he's great. I love him. But yeah, I don't think he knows who I am. That's fine. What are the evidence you have to say that God doesn't exist? The lack of evidence presented for the idea is good justification to me, at least as a phenomenal conservativist or at least an intuitionist, that there's no good reason to believe in God. If we want to argue that you have to offer evidence for every single proposition to not be true, even though the proposition is presented without evidence in the first place, then you're going to be confined to a lot of absurdities. But, you know, you'd probably be better off just rocking Hitchens' razor, saying that, you know, things presented without evidence are dismissed without evidence. I love men too. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? What do you mean? And then you became a reject of the devil. Next, no problem. You'll be left to your. Okay, yeah, I'm not reading that judgmental stupidity. Lunar Cheeseman is a Muslim pedophilia apologist. Oh, that's fucked. Oh, wait, no, I have no reason to think that you're lying about it. Hi, user on this channel. You're the first one that's getting permanently skadooshed tonight. I permanently skadoosh maybe one person a night. You're gonna be it. Skadoosh. Take care. Have a good rest of your life. But yeah, no, we don't do the whole justifying 54-year-old men statutorily raping 9-year-olds. That's just not going to be what happens here. 500 cigarettes. I kind of hear it. Let me watch that short really quickly. Hopefully I don't get copyright struck for it, but fuck it.
What is it? It is called a cigarette.
A cigarette.
The aroma is most pleasing. Yes. Dr. Finn says it is the result of... What are you doing? I was curious to taste it. It is not food. Dr. Finn said the tip is to be ignited and the smoke inhaled. The sensation is wonderful. I have never experienced such a flavor. I feel as if I have been standing my entire life and I just sat down.
That's profound.
Tingles. Do you feel them? I do. We must have more. 500 cigarettes.
I can hear it. That's fun. Yeah, that's fun. 500 cigarettes. Anyway, the Orville is so funny. I only saw that one episode. It was hilarious. Anyway, it is not food. This is Ada fucking Square. Has your freedom helped you spiritually? It's helped me in my pursuit of spiritual concepts and knowledge for sure. But it's ultimately led me to the conclusion that I don't believe in anything spiritual. So you don't have enough evidence to say God doesn't exist, so your argument should not be considered. So God does exist as long as you have evidence to say he doesn't exist. Your claim is presented without any evidence whatsoever. Your claim deviates from reality, so it's up to you to prove your claim. You could try to play hot potato with the burden of proof all you want to, but that's going to be intellectually lazy and dishonest as fuck. So let's maybe not do that, unless you want to and just like want to get blocked or something, because that would be a waste of my time. But go for it. The aroma is most pleasing. Bigger and better people have had this debate for centuries. They are dust, yet Jesus of Nazareth remains the most influential person that's ever existed, regardless who you believe him to be. So fun story about how Jesus of Nazareth became so influential. So here's a fun fact about me. I'm half black. Both of my grandfathers were black. And another one of my grandmothers was Polish, not Polish. Well, she's Polish, but yeah, I'm leaving them out of it. One of them, the other one, the last one, was Native American. And so part of why over in this continent, the continent below us to the south, where this religion and Jesus of Nazareth is so popular, is because people that believed in this book came over to these lands a few hundred years ago and absolutely raffle stomped the population of these lands. There were inquisitions, colonizations, and just damn near annihilation. Took their land and gave them a book and said, "Believe our book. This is our land now." And they passed it down to their children and their children and their children and their children. And so that's why it ultimately became so influential over here. This also happened with my other half bloodline that were taken from the land that they used to live in by people that believed in this book, and then given new names, given new identities, made to work hard labor for their entire life, whipped to death, whipped for menial shit, just all types of depraved shit. But most importantly to the conversation, given this book and told, okay, believe in this. This is our belief. This is now your belief. Since you are our property, and they believed in it, and they spread it to their children and their children and their children, and that's why that particular community believes in it as well. And so, so trying to use the influence that Jesus has in the culture of this part of the world to show why it's real in some way. It's just it's tone deaf at best. And I'm not going to accuse you of being tone deaf. I mean, you didn't know my race before this, but telling me to consider this thing influential, that when it was the preferred religion of my oppressors, it's just not oppressors, but my ancestors' oppressors. It's just we're not pulling out far enough to realize why things are the way that they are. Dean, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it. Do you believe in gravity? I acknowledge gravity. I acknowledge it because there's more than enough evidence presented for it. Be a Muslim? Fuck no. Why do I like goth women? Because goth women are hot. That's why you like goth women. You can go. Newbie blocks YT. You're definitely under the age of 18. Put user in timeout. Have a good rest of your night. Skadoosh. We're not going to spam in my chat, dude. I know I was yapping for a bit, but we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that, right? That's basically racist. How is it racist to say that I don't want to worship the God of my oppressors, and that people came over and spread this religion by way of the sword and by way of the whip and by way of the gun to my ancestors? Like, how is that racist? Warrior of God, you're a disingenuous piece of shit. High ears on this channel. You will never come back. I don't need people like you in my life. Sorry. You want to play Phil Bro hot potato with a burden of proof? Do it with somebody else. I'm just done with you. Skadoosh. Bye bye. Get out of my life. Yeah, newbie blocks. Thank you for subscribing. I'm not bringing you back though, dude. No, we're not gonna do that. You can take the night off, sleep on it. I don't know. Go watch like Jerry Springer or something. The kids don't watch Jerry Springer nowadays. What the fuck am I talking about? Go watch like Blippi or something. I don't know. You're depowering people who believe in God. Am I really? What's your opinion on $20 is $20? I mean, $20 is $20. If you can yap, we can yap. Yeah, by all means, go for your yap session. The Vatican is its own land and separate from the country. Yeah. And you hate Christians, not God. I don't hate Christians or hate God. I hate disrespectful people. I hate unkind people. I hate dishonest people. If they so happen to be Christian, I hate those people. If they so happen to be atheist, I hate those people. If they so happen to be Muslim, I hate those people. If they so happen to be Jewish, I hate those people. If they so happen to be Hindu, I hate those people. But it's person first, religion second. And also, I don't hate God. I don't believe that God exists. As a character, you could say I find him distasteful, but in the same way I find like Judge Holden from Blood Meridian distasteful, or Frieza from Dragon Ball, or I don't know, Scar from The Lion King distasteful. Do you play Roblox? I do not play Roblox. We got there is a creator. God is a creator. No, that's a claim. That's not the evidence. Why do you hate people? You should love them regardless. SMH. I'm not going to love people who are intent on trying to detract from my life. That's some Um, that's some abuse rhetoric that I'm done with at this point in my life. Absolutely not. If we're intent on trying to detract from my life, be dishonest, treat me like shit, then why the fuck do I have to respect you? Why am I inclined to not return it back to you? Die slow. Not you who said that, but it's that simple. You want to detract from my life? Kill yourself. I don't care. That's where I'm at with my life. I don't care anymore. I'm not going to sit here and be respectful to those who are intent on trying to detract from my life simply because they don't like what I have to say or what I do. It's fine. Die off. Anyway, you're worried about things that are out of your control. Am I really? Opinion on omnism? It'll solve a few issues like the NDE issue and why people have like differing sort of variants in the things that they claim that they see in NDEs. Like, fair enough. If there's like multiple different true things and they're all true in some way, maybe, but I think it's also not inconsistent, incoherent. If you had to choose one, what would you be? Christian, Muslim, or Hindu? Hindu, and it wouldn't even be close. They got their own issues too, but a lot less than the two before it. Science requires more blind faith than believing in God. You can go, Maggie. 1 second.
Wanna bless you another Slurpee, money bag emoji, market is good.
Hell yeah, W for the market. Thank you for the $2 super chat, MJ09. You know what, I haven't had a Slurpee in like over a year, but just for you, I'm going to spend $2 when I get my my YouTube money next month. I'm going to spend it on the Slurpee just for you, for nobody else. Thank you so much. I sincerely appreciate that. Thank you. Try DMT. I've done DMT once. But yeah, Maggie. Yeah, you can go. You can go. Seems like Maggie is just in the repeat catchphrases until something sticks portion of her epistemology. So we're not doing that here tonight. Skadoosh. Have a good rest of your night, Maggie. Appreciate you. Can I talk to you on Discord, bro? Right now? You know what? Sure, why not? Fuck it. Let's do it. Fuck it. Yeah, why not? Let's do it. I'm bored. Let's get it popping. How do you think the universe started? I don't think the universe itself started. I feel like the stuff that makes up the universe has always existed in some form. Do you play Call of Duty? I used to. I'm going to play a lot more of it eventually, but it's not right now. Got a Discord? I do, but you got to be 18 or over to join. If you're not 18 or over, don't join my Discord, please. But if you are 18 or over, come on in. The water's fine. Favorite dinosaur? Ankylosaurus is my favorite dinosaur. My problem with religions is that there's a lot of description of how to deal with things mentally and spiritually, but nothing about solving a problem that makes it need to deal with shit. That's fair. That's fair. I've haven't considered that, but now that you say it, it kind of makes sense. Like, they'll sit here and tell you how to like tossing up your issues to God or whatever, you know, doing this, that, and the third, but then all of a sudden it's like actually fixing the rules that put these things, and I don't want to go into too much detail because a lot of it's kind of dark, but actually fixing the system in the first place, they don't really equip you with. So yeah, I'm right there with you. My heart goes out to you. Well, hell yeah. Enjoying your point of view gives great insight. Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that. You sound very unhappy. Well, I appreciate your opinion. We came to be part of the universe. Yeah, I think we're just like, the way I like to say it is we're the universe experience in itself, you know? Science is the key. There is no God. I 100% agree. I guess this dude didn't want to join. Well, I mean, fair enough. Okay, well, back to the regularly scheduled programming, I suppose. Let me get the chat back in this place. And boom, there we go. Ever read Peter Pan? I haven't read it, but I've seen a couple of the movies. They range from fun to awful. Virgin birth is real because books. Yep. Yep. Woman with no Y chromosomes giving birth to a baby with Y chromosomes. Yep. Perfect. How do you explain objective morality? I don't believe morality is objective. I think subjective morality is going to better explain why society, for the most part, at least in America, genuinely thought that slavery was permissible until, it started to die out a little bit. Repent right now. Father! Oh my God, I'm repenting! I don't know what you want from me. See here, put your head down, get on your knees, and open your mouth for Jesus. I got you. 1 second. Okay, that's enough. That's enough. That's plenty. Why is it 18 plus? I have nothing to talk about with minors. And also I do it to protect minors, right? I don't think it would be conducive for child safety for me to have a server where minors can freely mingle with adults. It's a little egregious. And also, if people want to come in debating or something, like, what the fuck is somebody who's half my age going to tell me about God? Right? I've spent more time away from the religion and studying it than a lot of them have been alive. So, no, it's just no good reason to it. Snapchat's obvious, that's a lot more obvious if it's private. But even in Discord, I don't want to set that as my standard. Even more logical scientists say they neither believe God exists nor believe God doesn't exist because they don't have enough evidence confirms either of those claims. Why do you differ? I don't differ. If you're talking about, if you think I differ because of my title, I mean, you got clickbaited, and that's not your fault. I'm scummy for clickbaiting, but it gets the conversation going, right? You gotta get the conversation going. No debate, just a friendly convo. Oh, if that's the case, we can do that after the stream. I'm not interested in doing it on stream then. It's if it's going to be friendly, if there's no mudslinging involved, if we're not going to keep the people entertained, then we'll hash it out afterward. Just notice something. People trying to prove the Bible with the Bible, so in a debate would their proof not technically work? No, it will fall under the circular argument fallacy. The claims that they're appealing to are justified by the claims itself. Right. Bible true because Bible true. It would work if it were, it could technically work if it were like an axiomatic justification, like the Bible's self-evidently true because there's self-evident, like there's objective evidence for the claims of it, and so you can appeal to it in order to justify it. But since there isn't, then no, it's circular. You can barely hear me on here. Turn your shit up then. I don't know, because I'm at max in my mixer, like my physical mixer. I'm at max in Streamlabs, so I don't know, get better, I guess. DC or Marvel? Important questions. Oh man, I got different answers. Animated movies, DC. Regular movies, Marvel. Comics, Marvel. Video games, DC. I feel like there's another form of media I'm missing. I can't remember it. Shows, I don't watch enough shows around like Disney XD and shit. I don't watch. Is Disney XD even still a thing? Or am I just like showing my age? The world we live in is a construct of God. There's a problem with good, or I'm guessing good, or the perception of God. One way or the other, I cannot trust or love anything like that. Yeah, exactly. If this is made in God's image, then the image of the God that made this is inefficient at best. Patra Fleming, thank you for subscribing. Welcome, man. I'm glad to see you. How many subs do we have now? I started off at like 2,990 something. 3.13, over 130 subscribers in just one stream. Dude, hell yeah. Hell to the yes. Appreciate the hell out of all y'all being here. But now I'm going to be a needy bitch and ask for even more from you. Follow me on Twitch. Follow me on TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Kick, Clapper. Nobody here uses Clapper unless you're on OnlyFans. There's a lot of the live section of Clapper is basically all just like OnlyFans girls trying to do like, I don't know, like sexual stuff. I'm not knocking it, but like, if that's every single stream, then like, okay, there's only one time a day I'm going to that app. Anyway, Snapchat, I guess. Follow me, or if you add me if you want. If you're over 18, I guess. I don't know. Blue Sky Threads. Just follow all the things. Subscribe and follow the things. I don't know. Is that how YouTubers do it? I don't know how to be a YouTuber. You don't talk about why you don't believe in Jesus or God. This is clickbait. Have a good rest of your night, Marie. Appreciate you being here. That's not the way that you start a conversation with me. If you want me to talk about why I stopped believing in things, you can obviously just, I mean, you could have just asked me, like, why don't you believe anymore? Somebody would have answered it for you, or I could have answered it, say like, you know, if you want to know the full story, go to the last uploaded video on my page. Otherwise, like, I'll explain it to you. But just saying like, oh, you don't talk about it, this is clickbait, then I'm inclined to think you're not here to be productive. Join a hangout, bro. No, there's 100 people watching. I'm no longer interested. What about the objective evidence justifying how lucky we are to be perfectly in between livable position and in our orbit? Depends. Is the God that you are claiming is responsible for that one that created the entire universe, or just our planet? If it's the entire universe, then it's going to be evidence more so for my position, because you're going to say that because like, if God created the universe for the intention of life to, you know, thrive in it or to be a part of it, then he would have created more of it to be, you know, conducive to life and not completely totally hostile to it. So, you know, just saying like, oh, we are here despite the mostly hostile universe shows that everything was made for life. It's just not going to cut it. I could even extend that to the planet itself if we really want to, like, to take it one step further. You know, a planet that's been mostly unlivable for most of its existence hasn't had an atmosphere until like only a few million, a few hundred million. I don't know, probably 100 million, maybe even billion. I don't know. A lot of years ago is what I'm getting at, until it got an atmosphere that's covered in more water than land that we can't live in, with 97%, only like 97% of that water being salty. Of the 3% that isn't salty, like, a lot of that's full of shit that makes it impossible to drink safely. Only 66% of the land that we have available being arable for us to grow our food on or raise our animals on. Ground being made, not the ground, well, yeah, the ground in a lot of parts, but the crust of the earth being formed with tectonic plates that can shift in a way that can cause earthquakes that have killed people, tsunamis that have killed people, atmosphere being made in a way that can cause hurricanes that can kill people, and tornadoes that can kill people, volcanoes that can explode in a way that's killed millions and millions of people. I'm not seeing the creation of the entire universe for life. If not only our planet's trying to kill us, our own bodies are trying to kill us, but the universe is trying to kill us. I'm not seeing it. Earth isn't even that old, little bro. You're a moron. Why has God stopped talking to us like he did after 2,000 years ago? I'll do you one better. Why did God only show himself to one particular region? It's like, oh, I want this one particular region to know of the one true God that everybody should know about. I'm calling cap on that. I'm calling cap on that. If everything needs to begin, then how are we here? You don't believe everything needs to begin, and I'm going to prove it with one question. Who created God? There you go. You don't believe God had a beginning. You don't believe he was created. Therefore, you don't believe everything that exists has a beginning, assuming you believe that God exists. What's going on with my phone? Dude, where's my phone? Where's my phone? Ugh. Oh, bitch. Okay. Oh, here it is. Found it. Found it. Okay. Anyway, Aldo Yamas, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it. What region? What do you mean, what region? What region do I live in? I'm in the United States. Is there anything? Oh, did I get a call? Guys, don't call my fucking number, bro. Don't call my that's how you get blocked on here, bro. Like, dude, don't call my goddamn number, man. I don't know, like, it says very clear as day. Like, this is why I didn't want to put the number out. It's not my personal number, it's a business number. But even beside that point, I put very clear as day for inquiries only. This isn't a fucking debate line. This isn't the line. Stop calling my business number for debate. It says clear as day every single place that my number is posted for inquiries only. Not a fucking debate line. Please stop it. What's your real name? I'm not giving out my real name. What do you think about the Antichrist mumbo jumbo? Just apocalyptic BS. You know, same as it's always been, personally. Former strawberry, now a lemon. I don't even know what you're getting at with that. Would you be more open to debating debates that are more political issues that have overlap with religious believers, ultra Zionism, climate change deniers, Christian nationalism, etc.? No. Okay, so I'll give two answers. Yes, in theory, because you know the way that people were using their religion for negative effects is part of why negative effects that are touched on in sociopolitics is part of the reason I do these streams. But no, in that there are creators out there that do a far, far, far better job than I ever could. Like I feel like I can do justice to the religious sphere of discussion. I don't know if I can do justice to like political debate, even if it can intertwine with religious concepts. But I mean, that's a fantastic recommendation, but I don't know. I'm to be completely honest, I'm not confident enough for that. So you just gave up the race. That's so sad. You describing the belief in an all-loving God as a race says more about your beliefs than it does about me giving up. Do you think we will all live through a crazy new world order in these times? I think no. At least religiously. I don't believe in like rapture, tribulation, anything like that. I think if we do, it's going to be closer to like a complete, like, I don't know, like an oligarchy or something like that taking over, like the literal rules of the Constitution changing, but maybe that's about it. Sorry some Christians turned you off to Jesus. Laura, okay, let me be as forthwith as possible. Laura, that's not why I left Christianity. In the future, it's a little, it might be a little insulting to say, but fuck, and I'll say it how I wanted to say it. You're a little bit older of a woman, so you know you might be past the point of being able to want to become a better person and a more neutral person. But in the future, if you want to actually engage in a dialogue with people that think differently than you do, and you want them to at the very least think that you're trying to be honest, then maybe don't assume why they stop believing the things that you believe, and instead ask them first why they believe the things that they do, and then go from there instead of just like apologizing for like a non-existent villain, right? I'm sorry, your apologies accepted. Just I get it very often. People trying to say like you know, well, Christians aren't Jesus and this, that, and the third. Like that is not the reason I left personally. What can we do to please your chosenness? What do you mean, please my chosenness? Are you spiritual or completely atheist? Do you believe everything is a disappointment? Do you believe there is predetermined fate? These are two fantastic questions and one good question. I'll answer them. I'll start off with a good question. Are you spiritual or completely atheist? I am completely an atheist in that I don't believe in anything supernatural or divine, paranormal, magical, spiritual, anything like that. Now for the great questions. I really do like these. Do you believe everything is a disappointment? I don't believe everything's a disappointment. I think things just are the way that they are, right? I think that no matter what happens in the world, it's going to be as good as it's going to get, and it's going to be as bad as it's going to get. We're in the best possible timeline in my view, and also we're in the worst possible timeline. Things just are what they are. So I see no reason to be disappointed with things, and I also don't see a reason to be pleased by the way that things are. And lastly, do you believe in predetermined fate? I kind of do, but kind of I'm weird about it, right? I do think that, see, to say predetermined means that the timeline and the things that are going to happen already exist, at least temporally or chronologically. I disagree with that idea, but I do agree that the universe is formed and is acting in a way that can only lead to one possible, string of events. And so I'd say, just to be less pedantic, I would say yes, but not predetermined, but rather just like causally inevitable, if that makes any sense to you. Thank you for those questions. Those are great. There's no intelligent design. You see our bodies, our eyeballs suck. Yeah. It's funny when people try to tell me my body is intelligently designed. I have asthma, I have GERD, I have scoliosis, I have depression, I have anxiety, and I have high blood pressure and pericarditis too. So I'm not seeing the perfection in that. I'm not seeing the intelligence in it either. Do you believe in the supernatural, ghosts, haunting spirits? No, 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 and no. I'm not being sarcastic. I just took it one by one. No, I don't believe in any of those personally. Sorry. Uh, can someone time out the Strawberry Club? What's Strawberry Club up to? What you doing? Jesus Christ is coming. Jesus Christ is coming. You know what else is coming? And I'm not answering that. Never mind. Skadoosh. Not you. Bye bye. Have a good rest of your night. I feel in my heart God and Jesus are real, but the Bible does confuse me and scare me. At least you're in a good place. I'm not saying like I'm not defining good as like closer to atheism place, but more so in like a not being so dogmatic that you don't feel comfortable questioning the things that you're reading. And I think that's a great place to be. To whatever end it leads you. But yeah, when I first read the Bible, I say scared and confused were two of the things I felt too. Scared, confused, disappointed, angry, a lot of different things when I read about the God of the Bible, but it led me to obviously a far different conclusion than you, right? Why are you coming after me? Oh, you're talking to, or must be talking to somebody else. I'm not coming after you. Where do you stand with our current government situation? If you don't mind a political question, no, I don't mind it. Not great, not great. I mean, we're witnessing. This might be pretty doomerish to say, but I don't know. Like if we're watching people with like leukemia get rounded up, we're watching families happily get rounded up by people with masks on and with no badges. And this is being not only allowed, not only enforced, but encouraged by our government. I don't see how it can get any better, at least in these 4 years, right? I feel very, very bleak about the state of things to come. And I think this might be a little bit conspiracy theorist nutters, but maybe they're like testing the waters to see what they can get away with. Right, so that's where I'm at with it. Oh, hi, what's up, Jesse? Good to see you. How's your day going? You need to believe within yourself in order to have clarity, my guy. I need to believe in a thing in order to believe in a thing? Like, how does that work? Kevin Durant is a dead man if he does that. If he does what? Read Isaiah 42. It predicts the prophet after Jesus. Does it really? Stop shaking? Or it must be, you got to be talking to somebody else. Former Catholic, now deist. Why'd you switch faith and why atheism? Just curious. So for me, it was a lack of evidence, right? It was the quick version of the timeline. In case you don't want to watch my whole video, if you do want to watch the video, do !Y in the chat. But in case you don't, read the Bible, thought differently about God after finishing the Bible. Looked at the apologetics, read like apologetics books on forums and shit. Got a lot of different intellectually dishonest answers, inconsistent answers. Led me to believe, okay, the people that want to defend this thing aren't defending a univocal message, and they, at least all but one school of thought, don't know what they're talking about, which I wouldn't expect with a religion that's self-evidently true, like what I used to believe Christianity was. So it's like, okay, well, let me look at the evidence for this being true. I could, so that I can get one piece of evidence, I'll walk away with it. This will be the only thing I need to continue my lifelong dedication to Christ. That was my intention of looking at the evidence. Like, okay, this will be the one thing I use to back up my belief going forward at the very least. If all else fails, I have this, and I'll know I can. This is my path, and I'm God's forever. And so I looked at the evidence, and none of it passed scrutiny, which was very heartbreaking. So that's why I left. Had to do the same thing evidentially with Christianity that I did with everything else, which is to say that I didn't believe in it if it was presented without evidence. Have you heard the Project Bluebeam? Bro, you should start a crazy theory live. I feel like we'd have great convos. That would be hilarious. Yeah, I kind of do, but I don't have too many super crazy theories. I don't know, like, I feel like we got enough, like, not apocalyptic, but kind of doomer-ish political commentators out there. So I don't know if we need another one. Oh wait, no, never mind. Yeah. There's nothing I can ask that will wait 1 second. There's nothing I can ask that will mean anything to me. I'm still on Christ's path. Well, that's good for you. You can have a good rest of your night, right? I get that, but it's all up to you to all up to you. Like literally, your belief can be there, but it'll be. Are you? Oh yeah, no. What's your opinion on Fortnite Music Festival? Like, is there like an official thing, or is it like a thing within game? I don't play enough Fortnite to have an opinion about it. I saw the some of the concerts, like the Ariana Grande one, the Travis Scott one way back when was really good. The Marshmello one too. I saw those, but no, I couldn't tell you what the Fortnite Music Festival is. What's the time for you? It is 5:26 a.m. I should get off, but like I'm holding over 100, and it just keeps like every time it drops down and down and down, it just keeps going back up. This is growth, and I'm very grateful for it. But yeah, I wasn't expecting it to happen this quickly. I went from like 20 viewers max on this one. I got like to like I don't know, maybe 200 max, and it'll like drop off to 30 or so like after in the later hours. And now this one it hit like 500 max, and now it's like it won't go below 100. So yeah, I'm grateful as fuck. But no, it's like 5:30. You don't have to insult me when you disagree with me. Did I insult you? What'd you say? Oh, you must be talking to somebody else. Sorry. I really hope we get to somewhere beautiful after this. I'm suffering so much here. I am too right now. I won't say I hope we get to somewhere more beautiful. I hope we get to rest. You know, I hope there's rest for us. Do you have to be MAGA to believe in God? No, you don't have to be MAGA to believe in God. In fact, I would prefer if you weren't. I'm a deist, meaning God created the universe and time, but after that he just went poof and don't know where. Oh, you're talking to somebody else. If you believe after death is nothing, your Lord is the concept of nothingness. No, there's nothing saying that what you believe will happen after you die is gone. It's what you worship. That's nonsensical. Let's not do that. What does God care about political stances? I don't know. I find atheist apologists just as annoying as religious apologists. Well, okay. Thank you for that information, I guess. Just have to be MAGA to be a true American. I'm just kidding. I'm not even going to joke like that. Fuck that dude. It's almost said it. For there to be an afterlife, the possibility of God is still there. Sure. Sure, why not? But, you know, what's a good reason for me to think that that's the most likely or more likely enough for me to believe in it? The answer is so far no good reason. I would assume losing faith was a process, but can you recollect the first instance that set it all in motion? Reading the Bible, but if you want to know like how reading the Bible led me to start deconstructing, you can do !Y in the chat, and I'll just do it for you. Why not? Both the word works and the letter works, and it'll link you to my video where I talk about why I don't believe in God anymore. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light? Okay, let me stop. How does God objectively ground his knowledge and beliefs exactly? What is he ultimately appealing to? Because how can he be sure his beliefs are a reliable epistemic justification? That's a very good question, right? I mean, you could say it's just part of his nature to be all-knowing, to know that his beliefs are going to be grounded and be true, but it's just like, I don't know, like, ultimately, like, how would he know that? And how would he, I don't know. It's a good question. Good question. I like when Ian asks it. About some Bible prophecy. I'm not seeing any Bible prophecy that correlates with our reality currently. Like maybe Barnum's statements like wars and rumors of wars, which have been happening since the literal beginning of civilization. But other than that, no, I'm not seeing anything. Do you watch any sports? I don't really watch any sports. No, unless you count like, I don't know, like professional wrestling, like WWE, AEW as a sport. I don't personally. I consider it more closer to like reality television show about a sports show, you know. So obviously scripted storylines and shit like that. But yeah, I like that stuff. But real sports, no. Funny enough, I watch esports too. I'm just addicted to every sport that's not actually a traditional sport. They got to either be scripted or electronic. When you die, you immediately realize two things: that Jesus Christ is real, that Jesus Christ is Catholic. Okay, Jay, whatever you say. Do you think religion has no value? I'm an atheist, but think religion can be used to better people's lives and give them hope when they're hopeless. I'm enthusiastic about what makes people happy. No value? No, I don't think it has no value. I can see the utility for some people to believe in it, but I feel like if we're going to believe in something, we should believe true things. But if we're content with just having faith and believing potentially false things, then we shouldn't try to spread that to other people and make it like make it anybody else's problem. Sorry, you're pedaling uphill on your menstrual cycle. Hell yeah. If you can leave God, you never knew him. If you can eat food, you were never hungry. Just a dumb line of thinking. You got to do better than that, Jen. Catholicism wasn't a thing. It wasn't a thing in Jesus' time. Honestly, if you'll probably think I'm crazy for not holding people's feet to the fire, but like, if you're coming in here, all caps, saying some shit like when you die you'll realize two things, like I'm just not gonna think hard enough about it to even address the nonsensical idea that Jesus wasn't a thing that, you know, his death made into a religion. You don't believe in him, but he still loves you. That's good for him, man. That's good for him. The Bible prophecy on Babylon fallen, the writing on the wall, can be verified as Babylonian secular writings, which say the city fell on the night of a feast. Pretty crazy. Yeah, I don't see anything supernatural about a war-torn region, cities falling in a war-torn region. Sorry. How you doing? I'm doing tired, and I'm about to be doing a lot less tired soon because I gotta go to sleep here soon. Why does Jesus care about skin color? I thought he wouldn't care about such trivial matters. He shouldn't, right? That's very human right there. I don't know. I got to read the deconstruction zone cheat sheet. Really bolster some things about biblical nonsense, and so I can bolster my arguments in the future. But I'm gonna leave it on that actually. Let me get on out of here. Oh yeah, I hit the 3 hour mark too. Yeah, we're golden. Even though there was a stream before it too. I'm out of here. You know, I'm out. It's been fun. I am very extremely tired right now. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Follow my other streaming platforms. Next month, hopefully, if things go correct and things stop going wrong for me, I want to start multi-streaming again. You know, streaming on multiple platforms. So, Twitch, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff. Follow it. If you're over 18, join my Discord. We'd love to have you. Only if you're over 18. If you're under 18, piss off. If you're over 18, add me on Snapchat. If you're under 18, piss off. Or just follow me and don't add me. I don't want to talk to you. Blue Sky Threads if you don't like Twitter, I guess. Yeah, if you want to support the stream, all that stuff's in the description. Yeah, see y'all later.